Welcome back to Paul for Initiative, the tabletop role playing stream where the audience influences the story, my dear. I, of course, am your dungeon master, Ben and/or Benjaminit, as I'm known on the internet, and with me, I have Seth, otherwise known as NB Banshee, who'll be playing today as Lise DeForest. Go ahead and say hi to everyone, Seth.
Why do you sound like a condescending Bob Ross? What was that?
I tried to jump into Varric, but I realized that saying the intro as Varric has very weird vibes because there's a lot of words in there that he wouldn't say.
Yeah, you started talking and I was like, okay, this is weird. And then you said my dear and I got the ick. And so now and so now um yeah. Anyway,
Go ahead and say
hello.
hi to everyone.
Hello.
Um, I'm going to continue my DM tradition of asking my players or in this case player what happened last session.
Um brought a statue to life. Uh burned down some stuff. Actually, that wasn't me. I didn't burn down anything that last episode.
Uh-huh. It's
That was
just things always just happen to burn around Lise.
it. I didn't start the fire, so
That's all that matters.
that one can't be blamed on me.
um
Fought Varric. It didn't go well. It was
yeah, so
mostly running away from slimes.
yeah, Lise has officially suffered her first defeat. So that's
Listen.
exciting. Baby's first defeat.
Listen. You could call it a defeat. I'm gonna choose to say that it was a calculated um loss because I needed to save Cassandra.
Well, to be clear, you told me after the fact that you thought Varric was out of spells. No, he
Well,
just didn't think that he
yeah,
needed to use spells anymore, and he was
it
whittling you down with cantrips.
yeah, I was like, well, he's only using cantrips, but while we were fighting, I was like, that doesn't mean that he's out of spells, but I was
Yeah.
hoping that he was out of spells.
Typically, when I
Um,
design these fights, it's a very difficult balance to strike because, like, you want it to be right on the cusp, right? You want the battle to be very, like, uncertain whether each side's going to win. But because we're doing a show, I try to, like, skew it in your favor a little bit a lot of times. Although sometimes I do, like we do get right down to the wire. I forget there was the purple worm fight was particularly close.
oh, yeah, that was
Um,
well, no one could have predicted that I would willingly fall into the stomach acid, right? So,
mhm. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect you to jump in. Um,
listen, hey, I get the feather or did I get the feather? Okay.
but yes, I did tilt this fight a little out of your favor. Um,
Yeah. Did you? I couldn't tell.
um, but hey, you had the option not to enter the fight. So whose fault
No,
is that?
listen, I almost didn't, but first of all, I really wanted to hit him. Second of all, he was being weird, and I didn't like that he didn't believe me when I was telling the truth. Because, like, that's also like a me thing. That's like when I am telling somebody something and it's like true, but they don't believe me, it makes me very upset. And I think that I feel like that one just got a little too personal for me. And I was like, fuck you. You're gonna believe me whether you want to or not. So that one was a little
um,
personal.
anyway, let's pick up this episode. Let's get this started. We're actually not going to pick up where we left off. We're going to jump a
Right.
little bit backwards. We are actually seeing we're sort of seeing a first person perspective right now. And we see both you and Cassandra and Varric all locked in battle. And our view pans down to our hands, our large, green, muscular hands, wielding our massive maul. And we pan back up to Varric. Now, we don't really know why we're fighting him, but all we know is that our friends don't like him. And he's about to cast a spell. Helga raises her hammer in her massive hands, and she says, "Do not know who you are, but friends do not like you!" And she is rushing toward him, and he casts this spell, and it arcs off in 3 directions: Cassandra, herself, and Lise. However, Lise raises one of her bracers and reflects the spell back at Varric. Moments before, Varric grins, a big and intriguing grin, and he says, "Oh, this is about to get a lot more interesting." And suddenly, we are no longer in that cave. The sounds of the cave, the smells of the cave, the ambiance of the cave all fades away, and suddenly, we find ourselves in a gray, sort of featureless plane. There's sort of like general shapes in the backgrounds of walls and features, but there's not much detail here. It's just a lot of different shades of gray. And only ourselves, Cassandra, and Varric are here. And Cassandra, shocked, looks around and cries out, "Where's Lise? What the hell did you do with Lise? Where the hell are we?"
It briefly cuts back to the cave when Lisa's running, screaming away from slimes.
As her girlfriend, her friend, and Varric have all disappeared.
Yeah.
And Varric says, "Oh, Lise is the least of your worries right now. You see, she just made things more interesting for us."
The least.
And Helga looks around and says, "Green man gets rid of friend?" She looks around and suddenly she looks back at Varric, and his features like start to distort as we see them through her eyes. He suddenly has like these horns. He has like a forked tongue coming out of like pointed teeth. And the words "anti-friendship monster" float around his head. And she goes, "I will not let this stand!" and raises Maul above her head. And Helga is charging at him. Both her and Cassandra. Go ahead.
He just becomes a monster because
he's this disgusting, repulsive monster, and boom! Helga wails on him once with her hammer. Cassandra fires 2 shots, to which Varric blasts them both back with a cone of cold, freezing their skin with its icy blast. Helga is piping hot with burning rage and continues to smack him a few more times with her maul. And Cassandra cries out, "Don't act like you don't remember! Quinn was your friend! He trusted you! He saw the good in you! And you killed him!" Firing her flintlocks once with each of those last words. And this evil demonic creature looks back at her and like hisses with its forked tongue. "Quinn is alive and well. I have no idea what you're talking about." And then Helga cries out, "Don't understand, but you are anti-friendship!" And she goes to swing her maul again. And Varric suddenly has a look on his face. He says, "Oh, so you're the less intelligent of the two. I believe it's been long enough for us to return. Time to spice up this battle further." And he casts another spell on Helga.
Like, who says that?
And
Eric is so dramatic for no reason.
And suddenly, this like featureless gray realm is gone. And Helga looks around and finds herself somewhere she once again does not recognize. She looks around and there's massive, like 20-foot tall hedges all around her. And there's this little pavilion in the center that she's standing in, supported by a few columns. And she looks around for a while and she says, "Where have you gone, weird, evil, anti-friendship demon?" And she runs around for a while, looking under stones, looking behind bushes in this like weird garden. And she doesn't find him, or Cassandra, or Lise. And Helga finds herself very confused. She says, where is Helga?" And she walks in the direction of what she thinks is the exit to this little garden, trying to find where her friends are. And these hedges stretch up all around her. And we don't know that Helga realizes right away, but it would become abundantly clear to anyone watching this that she's in a maze. And she spends a strangely long amount of time just wandering up and down the different corridors of this maze. Time doesn't seem to really work here quite the same as everywhere else. And multiple times she finds herself back at that pavilion. And finally Helga gets it. She says, "Oh, I am in a garden maze. He teleport me here. I will find my way back to cave and save friends. But first, out of maze." And she squints and looks around. She remembers with every brain cell in that big head of hers. Once, a long time ago, she recalls back in her pirate days with Lockjaw that someone once told her the way to get out of any maze is to keep one hand on the right wall and just keep walking. She remembers this, and she says, "Helga can conquer any maze! Any maze!" And so she does so. However, Helga plants her right hand on one of the pillars. And she begins walking. Helga walks in circles around this pillar for an inordinate amount of time. She almost gets discouraged a few times, but her resolve remains strong. Helga will conquer maze and save friends. And she continues walking around this pillar over and over again. At one point, she looks down at her feet and she sees a little squirrel chirping at her. Beep, 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 beep. And it seems to be trying to get her to follow. She kneels down and she says, "Hello, little squirrel friend. Do you know way out of maze?" The squirrel nods and kind of walks a little bit forward. And Helga stands back up and looks at that squirrel as it walks forward and looks back at her. And she says, "Squirrel friend want to help." And she nearly takes her hand off the pillar. But then firmly plants it back on the pillar and says, "No! This is trick of mind! This anti-friendship maze is trying to trick Helga. Helga know this. Helga will stay the course." And she continues walking in circles around that pillar for a very long time. Until eventually, suddenly, the maze melts around her, and she finds herself back in that putrid cave with green slime coating the floors, and her friends are in front of her, Lise and Cassandra. Hands still extended to the wall, she looks around and she says, "Helga! Conquer maze!"
Okay.
And Helga stands triumphant in this maze. Our camera kind of pans back out of the first person view, and we see her standing triumphantly in the cave in front of you and Cassandra, kneeling on the floor, with her arms pumped in the air, dramatically.
Lisa's on the ground doing like like her medicine check to keep Cassandra stable, and she just turns it around and is like, "What the hell are you talking about? What maze?"
Cassandra is fully stable at this point. She's bandaged up, but she's unconscious and like sort of mumbling things in her delirious state. Various things like, "We've almost got him. We just a couple more shots. We'll get him." And Helga says, "Helga conquered anti-friendship maze."
Lisa's like, just doesn't have the capacity to deal with that right now. She's like, okay. She
says, "Weird, evil anti-friendship demon sent Helga to anti-friendship maze. Tried tricking her with anti-friendship squirrel, but Helga work around it. Helga stay determined, and Helga return to friends."
All right, great. Good job. Yeah, fuck squirrels, I guess. Hey, can you carry Cassandra so we can get the fuck out of here?
She says, "Oh, wait, what happened? Why friend sleeping?"
It's, you know, fighting demons, huh? Not real good for your health.
She picks up Cassandra and kind of carries her on her back.
All right. Well, we can't go back the way we came, so let's find another way out of this cave, shall we?
You don't know of any other way out of this cave. The other direction has a significant amount of cave-ins that have happened. So unless you're planning to work around that.
Cave-ins.
While you're thinking about that, you hear in the distance, "I don't know if we should be down here. We should probably call for backup." And
oh god,
no,
hide.
We have to at least find out what's going on down here.
Hide. 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 I don't have the spell slots for another battle.
Where are you going?
I drag Helga. I'm like, this way. Can we just come like up the stairs and like try to hide, like, I don't know, around one of these walls and like it's some rubble?
Where specifically? I need to measure the distance.
Are we still in Combat?
We're not quite in initiative, but you'll see.
Can I make it like back here?
That's a significant amount of movement. You can certainly start that direction.
Um,
You start climbing that pillar. Let's see. You start climbing that pillar, and because Helga follows in tow, and you suddenly hear the sound of footsteps on rubble as an elven mage appears to climb over this downed pillar over here. You and Helga will need to give stealth checks. Helga with disadvantage.
okay. Oh no, this isn't gonna go well. Lee's got a 15.
Helga got an 11.
Great.
Love
that for her.
As you're climbing up this pillar, Helga's foot slips on a pebble, and that elf that just climbed over that pillar calls out, "Hey, stop! Who are you?"
Oh shit.
This way!
No,
I think our intruders are here!
Help, run, run.
And two more elves appear over that column.
This is bad. This is awful. I literally have like almost no spell slots left. Like this is terrible. This is awful.
They are all holding their staves pointed towards you three, and they're calling out for the three of you to stop.
No. Fuck, Helga, run!
Helga says, "Where to?"
I don't know. Up, away.
She says, "Okay." And one of the elves calls out, "Stop right there! If you move one more inch, we'll shoot!"
What do you want?
They call out, "We want answers! Come
I
forward
don't
with your hands in the air!"
No, I don't have answers for you. We're cave explorers. we came to this cave to explore it.
You are on royal property. We have reports of people entering this cave system from below the palace.
I don't know nothing about that. We came in here another way. I saw some of the guys though, and they went this way, so maybe you should go that way.
They continue approaching. They say, "Other guys? All right, we're gonna need you to stop and answer some questions."
I'll answer some questions, but you gotta stay over there.
I'm the one giving orders, ma'am.
No.
They continue to approach.
No, you, can I back up this pillar more?
If you do, we will enter initiative.
God, I don't want to enter initiative. Fine, but I don't want to enter initiative. I really don't want to, but I also don't want to get captured. Fuck, damn it. Cassandra needs to wake up. She's got all the persuasive spells. Fuck. This is no good. Yeah, there's no way I can cast Alter Self on myself again without them seeing me. Great. Well, this is bad. This is bad, no good. Very bad, no good.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna have to do something.
I think Elise turns around so they can't see her face and is like calling back over her shoulder. She's like, "What do you want? We're just trying to explore this cave." Actually, no, we're just leaving. We're trying to leave, actually.
They say, we will take you out of the cave system, but you have to answer questions for us.
What are your questions? I already told you everything I know.
They say, get down from the pillar.
No. You can hear me. You can hear me from up here.
They continue to approach.
You can hear me from up here. What do you want?
They say, ma'am, we need you to get down from there. And Helga looks at you and says, should we fight them?
I look at Cassandra's unconscious body. She's fucking cursing his name. Bedlam, go tell Varric he's a prick.
Bedlam appears, and he says, just a prick? That's where he wants me to stop?
I have a long string of things to say to him, alright? But
and one of the elves calls out, who are you talking to? What the hell's going on here?
I'm talking to myself. Give me some privacy.
the one in the front kind of like looks at the other two elves behind him, and he says, no? I'm gonna go with no. Get down off the pillar. And Bedlam kind of like puts his hand out to like block them from hearing him, and he says, I think you should perhaps get off the pillar, Elise. These guys seem to mean business.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Thank you for your input. All right, fine.
The elf again calls out, what is happening? What? Get off the pillar. Stop talking to yourself.
Lee says, fine, I'll get off the pillar, but I'm not doing it because you want me to. I'm doing it because I was going to already. She climbs down, but she still won't look at them.
And he says, you're gonna need to come with us, ma'am.
No. I can answer your questions right here. What do you want?
Says, no, you're under arrest. We need to take you back to the palace.
How about no? Does no cut it?
He says, no is not an option. No, your options are yes and also yes.
Well, can you tell me your questions now so I can think about my answer on the way?
Go ahead. Oh my god, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm pretty good at persuasion. Oh my god. Yeah, that's 27.
Says, I suppose that makes sense, and obviously you wouldn't just be using that time to just come up with false answers or nothing. That would be illegal, and as we all know, people don't just do illegal things.
Of course, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Bedlam says,
I'm a completely trustworthy citizen.
And Bedlam says, oh my goodness, Lise, I think you found the dumbest god in Rune.
She says, no, the dumbest god in Rune was the one who let us slip past the door on the way in here.
And the guy once again says, hey, I told you to stop talking to yourself.
You can't tell me to stop talking to myself. I'm just gonna keep doing it in my head. What about that, huh?
He says, that's also illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm not allowed to think to myself.
No, you're under arrest. No communication with outside entities, including yourself.
What? How am I an outside itchy? I look back at Helga and I'm like, this is why I left Yellen in the rules here. It was so stupid.
And Bedlam says, I think you should wait for him to turn around and then stab him in the lower back.
I'm thinking about it. But I do have to get out of here, and the only way out is back that way. And if I don't want more gods to be on us, it might be a good idea. I'm saying all this in my head to him. It might be a good idea to pretend.
Why is she staring off into the distance like that?
At least fully, like, her eyes have, like done that. Like, when you're, like, dissociating and your eyes, like, move to a different direction.
I think she's casting a spell!
And she says, but it might just be better for me to walk out and let them pretend like they've captured me. All right, fine. I shall go with you, but you must tell me these questions so I can think of the answers, of course.
The two of the guards grab your wrist and Helga's wrist and begin escorting you guys out of this cave system, and the other leads in the front. It's actually kind of comical how small this elf man's like hand is around like Helga's like fucking bulky wrist.
Helga's thinking like, could snap this man's wrist like little twig.
Like his fingers don't fully even go fully around her wrist.
It's like a child trying to hold hands with an adult.
Yeah. And you all begin making your way to this cave system, and the one in the front says, well, okay, the questions, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. First of all, what are you doing beneath the palace? What the hell are you doing down here? This is not, you're not allowed to be down here. We didn't even know this place existed.
All right, well, if you didn't know it existed, then how do you know I'm not supposed to be here?
Because it's directly below the palace. You are not allowed to be directly below the palace.
That doesn't sound logic to me, but okay. What's the next question?
The other one says, the one holding Cassandra's hand says, yeah, you're not, I don't understand why that's illogical. It's right below the, what? Sir, I think these prisoners might have taken a few bonks on the head. They're kind of bloody.
Yeah, we're all really fucked up, actually. But Lisa's bloodied. Like, she's definitely got, like, some weird, like, ooze shit going on, and she's bleeding.
And he says, second of all, you mentioned other people down here?
Yeah, they went, that way, and I point deeper into the cave.
He says, all right, we're sending another extraction team after them. Also, what did you, why did you murder that guard in the wine cellar?
Oh no, that was the other people who were here before us, and he was already dead when we got here.
So you're telling me that we didn't just have one set of intruders, we had another set of intruders all in one day?
We're not intruders, we're just cave explorers.
You are absolutely intruders. We have descriptions matching your friends here exactly. Although there was another lady with them. I don't know where'd she go?
Oh, she went that way too. Yeah, she was one of them.
Reports.
She was a real bitch.
Apparently, it was one of the members of the royal council. What? She's not even supposed to be here. She was with you guys, though.
No, she wasn't with us. She was with the other people that I told you
No,
about.
no, she was absolutely with your friends there.
Oh, well, she disappeared then. She went, deeper into the cave with the other people.
So when did you show up?
That's not important.
Give me, a deception check for... Oh boy, there's a lot. Just give me a flat deception check for everything.
24.
Says, so, sorry, let me get this story straight. So Miss Avafane came down here with your friends.
Yeah.
She disappeared, and they came down after this other group.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that other group?
We're not on good terms.
So, wait, you're not on good terms with Miss Avafane, but she's on good terms with the people she left with. Are you part of two separate organizations? How many assassinations are being plotted against our queens right now?
Oh no, we're not assassins. I keep telling you, we're cave explorers.
Why else are you beneath the palace?
The caves! I motion to the caves.
You entered the palace to be down here.
To get to the caves. Yeah.
The caves that we had no idea were even here to begin with.
Well, I mean, listen, there's caves kind of everywhere. You can, there's more of them than you think, and you just gotta look for them sometimes. And this one, you know.
So, okay, so the story here is you are all cave explorers, and you just happen to know there are caves directly beneath the palace. One of your group of friends came down here, killed a guard to get into the caves.
No, they're not my
followed
friends.
suit, breaking multiple laws, might I add, to enter the same caves. Then your friend broke off from the group to leave with these people that you're not on good terms with, but she left with them anyway. You're all bloody, so I assume there was probably some kind of altercation down here. And then where did you come in? No one saw you at the palace.
Lady Avafane told us about the caves, and so we came to explore them.
But no, where did you? Where did you come from?
And then she double-crossed us and...
No, where did you come from?
And then she
you! He's like pointing at you. Where did you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
No, you weren't! You weren't here the whole time!
I was with the first group of people, but I didn't kill that guy. It was someone else.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait, you were just describing that first group of people in the third person, but you were part of that group? And then the other guard speaks up again.
They kidnapped me.
And he says, "Yeah, I think maybe she's the stupidest one in this group, sir. Maybe we should talk to the big green one."
Oh yeah, actually, this one's got all the answers. She'll clear it up for sure. Go on, Helga.
And Helga says, "Oh, wait, are we lying or telling the truth, Lise?"
I message her and I say lying.
And hold on, give me a stealth check for that. And second of all, the guard in front says, "Wait, Lise Avafane?"
No. What? Of course not. I'm gonna use a sorcery point to cast a subtle spell. So I don't cast it with any with
and he says, "What do you mean by lying?"
Verbal or somatic components.
Okay. What do you say to her? You said lying?
Yeah.
And she says, "Okay, lying it is. We are here for..." And she looks around and she says, "This cave have many webs. We like webs."
Yeah, see, we're cave explorers and we collect webs.
The guard in front says, "You literally just said you're gonna lie to me, and then told me a different story from your friend."
I grab a cobweb and I go, "Look, see?"
A large spider is part of that web and is now on your hand.
Ew! I put it on the guard.
What the hell? He goes, "Ah!" Does that thing like where you shake your whole body to get it off.
What's the matter? You don't like spiders?
He says, hold her hands behind her back. And that guard grabs your other wrist and starts pulling your hands behind your back.
She says, what? Are you afraid of a little spider? You guys could never be cave explorers.
And he says, so you just literally admitted that you're gonna lie to a royal officer. That's also illegal.
No, she thinks it's opposite day. Right, Helga? It's opposite day.
And Helga says, I don't think it is opposite day.
No, remember, it's opposite day. I wrote it on the calendar for you to remember.
Says, is it? No, you did not write it on calendar. Helga does not have calendar.
No, I wrote it on my calendar.
Wait, you write it on your calendar to remind me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helga must have missed this thing.
Yeah. Anyway, are we walking? Like, are we?
You are walking toward the top. It is a very deep cave. That guard says, what the hell is happening right now? You guys are literally admitting to lying multiple times.
No, she thinks it's opposite day. God, are you deaf?
And Helga says, no, I did not, but I know it now.
Okay.
She says, Helga will now begin speaking like opposite day. And by that, Helga means Helga will not do this thing. And she smiles and taps her head a little bit with her finger.
See?
And the guy says, that doesn't retroactively, like, change your answer. What? Okay, both of you shut the hell up.
These guys are touching me, right?
The one guard is holding both your hands behind your back, yes.
Can I, like, maybe try to grab the hem of his shirt, of his outfit? Or is he wearing gloves? Because if he's wearing gloves, I want to try to memorize his guard outfit for my...
Okay. Yeah, that's very possible to do, the way he's holding you. Awesome. Your whole, like, outfit, like, shimmers for a second. And he says, whoa, what the hell was that? Did she just cast a spell?
No. What? Are you... No. It's opposite day, remember?
Like your whole outfit kind of does like that like cat thing where like your whole body like vibrates for a second. He says, the guy in front says, muzzle her. I don't want her casting any spells.
Muzzle?
And he shoves a piece of cotton into your mouth to keep you from speaking.
Do these guys look like we could take them? Or does it seem like we're a little too beat up to win that fight?
I mean, that's for you to decide, really. Is there a specific check you're wanting to look for, or?
You said they look like spellcasters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Helga... We don't have Cassandra, who's our healer, and that's the main thing. So if we got hit, it wouldn't be good. All right, I was gonna maybe try to take them down, but I think I'm gonna wait for an opportune moment to disguise myself as a guard and escape.
Helga speaks up and says, why you put thing in Lee's mouth? And that guard says, you said Lise again.
I cast...
The only Lise I know of is Lise Avafane.
I cast fucking message again with another sorcery point to subtle spell it so I don't have to speak. I go, Helga, stop saying my name.
And she says, oh, okay. What should Helga call you?
Make up a name. That's not Lise.
Not Lise.
No. Fuck. Helga, just call me Daisy.
She says, this is my friend, not Lise.
Helga.
And you all finally arrive out of this cave system. And there are more guards waiting topside with their staves like extended outward, pointed toward this massive like hole in the wall that has formed in the wine cellar of the Elven Palace.
I'm, like, trying to hide my face as much as I can, like, behind my
Um,
hair, being
and
really emo.
give me a stealth check with disadvantage.
Uh-oh. I can't get much worse than that. That's a 4.
One of the guards calls out, "That's Lise Everfane!"
My last name is not Everfane, and it never has been.
And you cannot talk. Your speech sounds more like you have like
But
drool running down your face. You have like you're covered in blood and scratches.
yeah, she
You got
looks
like a little
really
bit of
angry,
soot.
though.
Yeah. You look absolutely feral, actually, to these people.
Yeah.
And a lot of nobles have actually gathered outside the wine cellar at this point, all staring at you, covered in all this grime.
And blood. There's, like, a gash on her forehead, and there's, like, blood, like, running down her face.
And you actually hear like a hush fall over the crowd as they see you like from your cotton-filled mouth, and you hear like gasps in the crowd, like like nobles that have been like utterly distraught by what they're seeing.
I turn to
And
Helga, and I give her the motion of, like, "Take this out of my mouth."
Helga reaches out a hand, and one of the guards prods her in the stomach with his staff and says, "Don't you dare!" And she looks back at you like, "Are we in trouble?"
I roll my eyes and shake my head.
um, all of the nobles are all like staring at you, like
I
hands on their chests, like some of them are fanning themselves.
I
And
turn around where the guard is holding my arms, and I kinda move so they can all see, and I flip them all off.
they see you flipping them off, like your hair's kind of matted at this point, blood on your face, slime on your otherwise beautiful outfit, and you hear hushed voices saying, "That's Lisa Forrest. Oh my god, that's
Lisa's
Aberthane's
like,
daughter."
"Finally, someone remembers my fucking name."
You hear other whispers like, "I thought it was Lise Aberthane," and another says, "No, she's been disowned by her mother."
"Oh, I've been disowned by my mother." She hears that and, like, takes a step forward. Her eyes are on fire.
Your eyes like spurt flames for a second, and another noble says, "Well, I can see why. Just look at her." And another says, I hear that she's the one that killed the guard in the basement and the one that caught the garden on fire."
I start walking, like, pulling the guard with me, like, "Take me to wherever you're gonna take me, dude. I'm not staying here."
They are continuing to walk you forward, cutting through this crowd, but their eyes do not break from you. And another
Purposely bump into a waiter who, like, drops a bunch of shit.
You bump into a waiter who drops some hors d'oeuvres on a nearby noble and like covers them in like some mysterious elven sauce. And
Ew, elf sauce.
and another elf you hear in a hushed voice says, "My goodness, I knew she was uncivilized, but this is ridiculous." And
Yeah, Lisa's, like, just so happy that Cassandra's not awake to fucking to witness this.
And Helga speaks up and she says, "Wait, I thought we were not using your name. Not Lise. Wait, is opposite day, so we do use your name, Lise. I understand now.
Lise just glares at her.
And you hear the nobles saying, "Who's her big friend?" And another says, "I'm not sure. I don't believe she's from the Isles. She's rather large." And
Lise is like, oh, great. They've never seen an orc before. She'll be the talk of the town.
And before you know it, you have been led to a holding cell with Helga.
And Cassandra.
Yes, and Cassandra being held by Helga. And the guard right before closing the bars says, all right, you're going to be held here for about an hour before you you're able to speak with the queens. Don't try any funny business.
I have to speak to the queens directly? There's not even like...
You still have that thing in your mouth. And the guard says, after hearing that we apprehended Lise, and he pauses for a second and says, DeForest, the queens wanted to speak with you personally.
Am I in the cell now, like, away from
You
them?
are in the cell, yeah.
Can I take the gun out of my mouth?
Yeah.
I take it out, I throw it at him.
He... Give me a ranged attack.
Hell yeah. Wow.
Actually, I'm not gonna roll.
Do I add anything to it?
Your dexterity modifier.
18.
He attempts to dodge, but it like lands right in his like square in his face, and he goes, "Ugh!" And he like wipes it off, and he says, "Ugh! You are so uncivilized. I cannot believe that Miss Avafane and you share blood."
That's what I think about your civilized dick. Get out of here.
About your civilized dick?
Yeah. No, that's
he says, what does my dick have to do with this?
It's small. Now get out of here.
He says, it's not small, it's average size.
Small.
And he very frustrated leaves the room. And you are now standing in this holding cell with two elves pointing their staves at you out on the other side of the bars.
Okay. Foxblood needs about an hour to get that mist working again, right?
No, he gets to do it for free once per day.
Right. Well,
he has already done it today.
He's already done it today. Shit. So that's a bummer. What else can he do?
I want to remind you, you are being watched by two elves.
I know. I'm just... Foxblood is our like, secret weapon right now, because they don't know about him. And he hasn't been in combat at all today. And he has invisibility. But I don't know what he would do. Because I'm thinking, if I can get rid of these guards somehow, I can maybe try and get the cell open, disguise myself as a guard, and try and get Helga and Cassandra out of here. And we can maybe make it back to the mist, but I don't know.
While you're thinking about all this, Helga sets down Cassandra on the bench in this room, and she's like still mumbling to herself.
Yeah, I think for now, I don't know. I feel like maybe I should wait until Cassandra. Lisa's like, I really don't want to speak to the queens, Helga. They're gonna execute me or something.
And Helga says, wait, aren't you daughter of queens or something?
My mother is the cousin of one of the queens. You know how it is.
That is basically same thing. Just tell that they will understand. The family.
No, Helga, they hate me, and frankly,
What?
I hate them even more. So.
Why would they hate you? They are your aunts.
What is your mother's cousin to you? I don't know. Is that your second cousin?
Says, your aunt.
I don't think so. But
Your
okay.
aunt's aunt. Your aunt's aunt.
No, I'm pretty sure it's second cousin, Helga. But
Your second cousin's aunt.
no. No, aunt. You're close, but not quite there.
Do you want to take a short rest? Is that what you're saying, or?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't want to go speak to the queens because I don't think that's gonna be good. But I don't know what else to do. Do these guards look like they have the keys on them, or are they like on the wall somewhere? Can I do like an investigation check?
Sure.
18.
This is a part of the palace that you've been to before. This is the sort of like higher security part of the dungeon. And to your knowledge, there is not a key anywhere around here. As you're looking around, you realize that that lead guard that you spat the cotton into the face of, he had the key on his belt loop, and he has left the room. And in fact, when those bars closed, you realize that the keyhole disappeared, and it is just large wrought iron bars now that have no discernible locking device. And those guards don't seem responsive to like any of your questions. They are dead silent and just staring you down.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I think that means I'm not getting out of this. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll, if I can, short rest, although I don't think that does anything for any of us.
Okay. It will let you recover hit points.
Okay.
We actually, I don't know if we've done a short rest. Have we?
Maybe once or twice.
Basically the way short rests work is you can expend as many hit dice as you like up to your current level. So 12 in this case. Helga is, if you are taking this short rest, are you taking it?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, Helga will use half of her hit dice to recover. Hang on. Sorry, I just realized I don't have a macro for this. She uses half her hit dice to recover. Oh, why is the macro not working? Hang on. Here we go. To recover 56 hit points of her health. Bringing her to a total of 115 hit points.
All right, I used 5 of mine, and I'm at full again.
Okay.
And can Cassandra do that too, or is that
Cassandra is doing that. Okay. She recovers 21 hit points.
I mean, that's not a lot, but it's something, I guess. I guess she still has a couple spell slots. She could probably heal when she wakes up.
Bringing her to a total of 20 hit points, because she was at -1.
Right. Well, didn't I stabilize her so she came back up to 0?
True. Okay, so she's at 21.
Okay.
Okay. With that, you all kind of just lurk around this cell for an hour. Does Lisa do anything? Does she like talk to the guards at all? You can't you can't cast any spells or do anything.
Well, you said that you said that they don't answer, so I'm not gonna talk to them.
Okay. I like knowing Lise, I was expecting her to like try to antagonize them or something, but
I think she initially tries to, and then she quickly realizes that like they're not like gonna give her anything, and so I think she probably just sits on the ground near Cassandra and just glares at them the whole time.
As you're glaring at them, their gaze does not waver. They're just staring you down.
I don't care. I'm staring one of them directly in the eyes, not blinking.
Your eye is kind of darting back between them.
Yeah.
And finally, after that hour passes, another guard appears and says, "All right, the queens are ready for you."
Does Cassandra wake up since it's been an hour?
Yeah, Cassandra begins coming to, and she says, "Where are we? Wait, where's... Is this a cell?"
Oh, yeah. So a lot happened when you went down, and
Says, "We killed Varric, though, right? He's dead?"
Something like that.
Okay, so Varric's dead. Okay, that's good.
No,
all right.
it's more like he.
Oh, okay. You like banished him to like hell or something, but he's not technically dead. But we'll never hear from him again.
It's more like.
Okay, so we mortally wounded him, and he's never going to be able to fight again. Oh, wait, Lise, it's starting to sound an awful lot like it's not that complicated, and maybe we lost.
It was okay. It was more like he was going to permanently kill you, and I didn't really have a choice but to let him go.
She says, "But we were so close."
I would rather kill him another day than have you die now and not be able to bring you back to life. Okay? I was under a lot of pressure, and I don't really want to talk about it.
She leans back against the wall and she says, "So we lost."
I don't want to talk about it right now. We have to go meet my second cousin.
And the guard opens up that cell block door. He has 2 other guards with him, bringing the total to a count of 5. And he says, "All right this way, Miss Avafane."
I turn around, I get right in his face. It's DeForest.
Says, "Whatever you say, Miss Avafane, right this way."
Oh my god.
And
Lisa's hair like catches on fire a little bit.
And they lead you up a series of staircases. And you find yourself entering the throne room. And
I think she's thinking about the last time she was here, which I don't know exactly what that is, but it probably wasn't a good thing having to come before the queens for something.
You recall the times that you've been in the throne room. It was usually like, you know, for like large important decisions being made by the queens in which they would consult the royal council, for example. And occasionally the massive galas that would be thrown would also extend into the throne room. But yeah, oftentimes you were seated in one of the side chairs, being the daughter of one of the queen's cousins. Didn't put you super close to the royal family, but high enough up that you were part of a lot of meetings.
I think Lise always sat like as gay as possible, like completely sideways in the chair, like
With like your feet up in the chair. Your mother constantly had to tell you to put your feet down.
yeah, and she's just like, no.
I think oh fuck, what was his name? The guard that you named.
Oh,
T,
Oh.
something with a T.
I forgot it immediately.
Hold on, I have his
Oh,
name. Hang
Tybalt.
on. Tybalt, that's his name.
Tybalt. Tybalt.
Tybalt would often have to like then kind of quickly move his staff underneath your feet and push them out off the chair, forcing you to sit correctly.
She's like, God, fuck you, Tybalt. I hope the wife is the plague.
And Tybalt would proceed to roll his eyes again. But now you find yourself standing before the queens, covered in grime.
Yeah, well, I think that in the cell,
patched up.
yeah, well, she's at full health now, so I think that she, you know, she healed and probably had like a little handkerchief and wiped some of the like shit off her face.
Mm-hmm. You still look unbathed.
Yeah,
To put it that way.
I was just in a nasty cave fighting some weird slime guys, and then in a dungeon.
But the queens are currently finishing up a conversation with two elves in front of you. Go ahead and give me a... There really needs to be like a politics stat in D&D.
Yeah.
I guess
History?
closest is history, yeah.
15.
You know these two people to be give me 1 second. I don't know why I don't have their names written down here. Hang on. So sorry, everyone. Here we go. Fenian Fair and Soliana Pavelur. They are members of the Fair Crusader and Manicusir. They are representatives for each of the other councils. And they are currently ending a heated debate with the queens. Fenian calling out, "You don't understand. If we do not have the exiles under our employ, then we cannot escape the Oran Empire's wrath. Now is the time to settle the Fey Wilds. Now is the time to retreat and join our Fey friends." And Soliana chimes in and says, "While I agree with Fenian, I would rather say that one of our scientists is nearing a breakthrough. If you recall, my queens, a few decades ago, they managed to alter the mists. We may be on the cutting edge of discovering, or rather rediscovering, where exiles come from. We could make our own exiles. We could rule the mists again, without the help of the fabled Mistwalkers." And up on the throne, you see Loomis with your second cousin, Lyra, next to her. And Loomis says, "As I have said, this meeting is adjourned. We have other matters to attend to. We will pick this up tomorrow afternoon."
Lisa's fully like girl boss, like she's standing like straight with her arms crossed, just pissed off.
And Fenian and Soliana bow slowly and make their way out of the throne room. Passing by you, do you do or say anything as they pass?
I think I look both of them in the eyes and like give them a smile that's like really mean.
You're just consistently trying to be as repulsive to the elves as possible, I see.
I hate them, and they hate me, so.
And the guards usher the three of you forward a bit to address the queens. And as they do, and you approach the throne closer, you actually hear a familiar voice call up behind you, and it says, Lise, I came as soon as I heard. Sorry, Mom. And you look over your shoulder and you see Lorana behind you.
At least rolls her eyes, is like, oh, great.
Lyra kind of does like a head nod to the side, guiding Lorana to come sit in one of the thrones. Which she seems like she wants to protest, like she wants to speak out and say something, looking at you as if she wants to help you, but she slowly, her gaze goes down to her feet, and she says nothing and walks up to the throne.
At least shakes her head and kind of watches her walk up there, and she doesn't say it out loud, but her eyes say coward.
She can't meet your gaze. She looks up at you one time and sees your icy glare, and she shivers and looks back down at her feet.
It's not icy, bitch. I'm on fire.
Your fiery glare. Okay.
I mean, I guess it could be so hot it's cold, but.
And Loomis speaks up and she says, "Well, Lise, do you have anything to say for yourself?"
What is there to say?
She says, "Well, for starters, what you're doing here."
Yes, I'm sure you'd love to know, wouldn't you? Well, I was, as I told your gods, I was simply cave diving. It's a new hobby that I've acquired.
As you say that, you see Lyra, like, she's standing next to the throne that Loomis is sitting in. You see her hand on, like, the back of the throne, like, start gripping the upholstery tighter. I think Loomis notices this and puts her hand on her side to calm her, and she says,
"Now are you going to be honest with us, Lise, or are you just going to lie to us?"
I think that she ignores her and looks to Lyra and just says, "Cousin." She seems so upset. Why won't she speak to me?
She's glaring at you, Lise.
Great.
And Loomis says, "So, you reappear on the island, and our garden bursts into flames. A guard is dead, a statue has attacked guests, and now you are claiming that that's just a coincidence."
Do you have proof that it was me?
He says, "I also have reports now that your mother made an appearance, and I happen to know that she certainly did not. Was that your doing?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
"You know that impersonating a member of the royal court is a massive security concern and a massive crime, yes?"
Yes, because you're so worried about security and crimes. You know you have a mob at your front door, right? I should think you'd have more important things to worry about. Do you also know there's a war outside the Isles? And you're playing queens in your little palace, your little castle, untouched and giving away exiles to the enemy? I should have opened those gates.
Lyra no longer contains herself and steps forward to the edge, of this stage and puts her hands on the railing and says, "That's quite enough out of you, young lady."
I don't think it is, actually. No, I think she takes a step forward. She says, "No, I think I haven't spoken quite enough yet, coward."
All the guards in front of the stage raise their staves, and two of them step closer to you to block you from getting any closer.
Lise raises her hands, like, innocently.
And Lyra says, "What would you know of royal responsibilities, child? You burned your home to the ground and left without even addressing the court."
Oh, yes, because courtly responsibilities are so damn important. Nobody gave a shit if I was here. Nobody cared what happened to me. Why does it matter to you if I left Tielun with your approval or not? You'd rather I was gone, and you'd rather I'd not come back. So why do you care now? Because I'm imposing upon your little castle? So sorry. Next time I'll be sure to send... What am I trying to say? Hold on. I was going to say, I'm like, hold on. I was going to say, I'll be sure to send... Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, I'll be sure to send a greeting card or something like that, like, beforehand.
Lyra grips this railing harder, and Loomis seems to be exacerbated in her throne right now. Her, like placing a couple fingers on her forehead, resting her head in her hand, and she says, "Well, I see that there's not going to be any reason coming out of this." And Lorana perks up and says, "Mom," and Loomis says, "I suppose we'll just have to try her like we would any commoner."
You can certainly try.
And she says, "All right, multiple accounts of vandalism, endangering of guests at the royal palace. Oh boy, the list of crimes is very long. Reckless endangerment of civilians, murder in the second degree in the wine cellar, potential acts of treason, or at least plots of treason, and potential will to commit assassination on other members of the Royal Council." She's kind of continues going through these, and she says, "I mean, the punishment for this is clear." And Lyra speaks up and she says, "Even now, you refuse to even think of apologizing for your actions."
You want an apology? Why don't you come down here and say that to my face? I'll give you an apology.
She rolls her eyes and says, "Even as a child, you felt so much more self-important than the rest of the court."
You think I'm self-important? Me? What kind of sick, twisted fantasy do you live in? Here behind your fucking beautiful marble walls and mists that nobody can penetrate. You don't know a damn thing, you ignorant bitch. You and your wife are cowards. You sit here behind your ivory thrones, behind your gods, behind your people, behind your mists. And you aid in a war that kills thousands. And you care nothing for anyone but yourselves. My list of crimes is long, even though some of those you listed were not me. Though that matters little to you, and you'll not hear anything I have to say on it. But at least I'm not a coward.
She pounds her fist on this railing and she says, "The Elven throne has kept the Elven people safe from outside influence for thousands of years.
and now you decide to give exiles to the fucking encroaching enemy who's trying to take over the world? It would be
Loomis,
better if you didn't speak to anyone but yourselves, but it's likely that you'll continue to do that anyway.
Loomis cries out and she says, "That's enough from both of you." And Lyra goes to say something else, and Loomis says, "No, it's not worth it. She's not going to listen." And Lyra bites her
Yes.
tongue.
Yes, I'm the one who's not listening.
And Loomis, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I look at, is it Lorana?
Yes.
I think Elise just looks at Lorana and is like, I know that you're not like this. How can you live with this? How can you live knowing that your mothers aid in war? I thought you were better than that.
And Loomis says, "I said that's enough." And she says, "I believe I've heard enough. Lys DeForest, you have been officially disowned by your mother, and therefore you no longer have any claim to royal blood. And therefore we will try you as a commoner, and as a commoner, the punishment for high treason, for murder, for well, everything that I just listed is pretty clear. It's death." And Lorana says, "Mom!" She looks like she's on the verge of tears.
You can try to kill me, but you won't succeed.
And Loomis stands up and walks forward and says, "I have no choice. My official decree is that Lys DeForest and her friends are both sentenced to death." And before she can finish that thought, Lorana bolts up and screams, "Mom, stop it! She's my friend!"
Elise in her head is like, well, friend is kind of an interesting word, but okay.
And Loomis says, "Not now, dear." And Lorana says, "If not now, then when? You said that I need to be assuming royal duties. I have to take the throne soon, right?" And Loomis says, "But now is not the time for you to grow a backbone, my dear." And Lorana says, "I think now is the time." And she is now standing at the edge of the stage with them. And she says, "Can't we lighten her sentence even a little bit? I mean, there was another set of intruders. Surely Lys didn't just kill a guard for no reason. I mean, she's kind of crazy, but not that kind of crazy."
Elise is like, I didn't kill that god. He was dead when I got here.
As you say that, Lyra rolls her eyes, and Loomis says, "She burned her house to the ground, Lorana. She infiltrated the palace under her mother's face. She is a criminal." And Lorana said, "She was the most fun thing to ever happen to this place." And the room kind of like has this long drawn out hush fall over it. And Lorana runs down off stage and stands next to you and pushes one of the guards away, and kind of like interlocks arms with you, and she says, "If you're sentencing her to death, you have to sentence me too."
I think Lise just is looking at her like kind of bewildered, like she was not expecting her to do any of this. I think she's just staring at her and like looking back between like her and her mom's and is like, yeah.
And Loomis says, "Dear, now is not
the time.
And Lyra snaps her fingers and points back at the throne and gives her a very stern glare, but she doesn't show signs of wavering.
Yeah, I think Lise looks at her and goes, wow, treat her like a puppy much?
And there are tears streaming down her face now. And she says, I never felt like I belonged here, like I did enough for the two of you. And now you're going to sentence the only friend I ever had in this place to death? And they are both silent. And she says, what of that time that I ruined my dress? I was having a fun time in the garden with Lise, but the moment I got dirt on my stupid dress, all I could think of was how you were going to scold me, and you did. You locked me in my room for the rest of the night.
Lise is like, oh god. Lise just remembers having fun mud time.
And she says, and that stupid face! Lise knocked it over and I took the blame and you once again punished me mercilessly.
Lise is like, maybe you should leave. Do you not want to be here? Like,
and she says, I spent my entire childhood trying to be enough for you two. But really, I always wanted to be more like Lise.
oh.
All those memories of you thinking that she was too stuck up to be around you, of any time that she would worry about getting caught whenever you wanted to do something technically against the rules, all those memories are flooding back to you right now.
Didn't know you felt that way.
Go ahead.
I think she just kind of looks at her and is like, I suppose. I think she's talking more to herself, but Lauren, I can hear her. I think she kind of is like, kind of staring into space a little bit, like remembering all of that. She's like, I suppose you were my only friend as well.
And with tears streaming down her face still, she turns to you and she says, I thought you hated me.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I thought you hated me.
Oh, she's looking at me and saying that? Okay, sorry. I was not paying attention for a second. And she says, well, I thought that you thought you were better than me, like everyone else here. But
she says, no, I've never been good enough for the court. And Loomis says, that isn't true, dear. You just needed to learn some discipline.
I look back at Lyra and I say, no, this court was never good enough for her.
And Lorana says, surely you can lighten her sentence. Banishment is the way that royals are punished with similar crimes. And Loomis stares at Lorana's eyes, and though she's crying, she has the sternest look on her face that she's ever had, but you can feel her arm in yours, like she's quivering in fear, but like trying not to show it.
I think Lise grabs her hand and like gives her a little squeeze.
And Lyra whispers something into Loomis's ear, and Loomis heavily sighs and says, very well. Lise de Forest, you are being given a massive honor today and are being tried as a royal, though you are not one. You are hereby banished from Tielenru. Any attempts to re-enter the Isles will be punishable by death on the spot. You are hereby
to be a wanted criminal on sight, dead or alive. You will now leave the Isles and never return, and also never refer to your bloodline again.
I think Lise turns to look at Lorana and gives her hand another squeeze, and it's like, thank you. I wish you well. And I hope that one day Tialenrun will be deserving enough for a leader as good as you. As good as I know you will be.
And she whispers back to you and she says, "You'll be okay, right? I hear
I
it's bad
smile
out
at
there."
her. I smile at her and I say, I'll be okay.
And
I
Loomis
think-
speaks out and says,
Mhm.
"Now return to the stage, dear." And you were gonna say?
I think I turn back to them and I just say, damn, I wish I had time to. I feel like I'm good at writing stuff like this and then reciting it, but when I have to do it in the moment, it's not as good. But I think she says, "You're making a mistake, aiding Orin. I know that you must think you're doing something good, or perhaps the right thing for your people, but you are wrong, dead wrong. And when I crush Orin, and when I save the world, you are going to be remembered as being the wrong side of history. And I hope you can live with that." And I think she takes a step back, and she says, "And for your records, Lys de Forest, or Lys Avafane, is dead." And she brushes a hand across her outfit, and her pirate uniform appears, and she puts her hat on, and she just says, "Long live Dread Pirate Phoenix," and turns on her heel and walks out.
You had unlinked arms with Lorana.
Yeah.
She stands back a bit, and one of the guards is grabbing her to escort her back. And she sees you do that, and you see like her like have this look of awe on her face as you do this, with this like badass pirate garb appearing, and you turn on your heel and begin leaving. And Cassandra says, "So to be clear, we're not gonna die."
"Not today, love. Not today."
And you are escorted out of the royal court. You are escorted back through the halls by these guards and back through the courtyard, and back through the front gate, back to that crowd of people that are all like hooting and hollering angrily at the gate. And the guards aggressively push you back out into that crowd. All of you give me a dexterity save.
Oh, God. Uh, 14 for Lys.
Cassandra got a 5.
Oh, no.
And Helga got a 10. You said, what'd you get?
14.
You managed to stay upright. You just stumble forward a little bit. Helga stumbles forward and kind of like lands on like she kind of like kneels down to catch herself and has to like brace herself with a hand. And Cassandra face plants.
Oh.
Clearly exhausted from everything that's happened.
Yeah,
Um,
she just got back up from being dead, so
and the guards call out, "You have 24 hours to exit the Isles. If you are found on the Isles after 24 hours has ended, you will be sentenced to death on command, and any royal guard will be fully within his rights to execute you. Do you understand?"
execute this bitch, and I spit on the ground, and then I help up Cassandra.
He rolls his eyes and he says, "Very funny. Anyway, I hope you understand, because it does not matter if you don't. Anyway, back into the crowd, please."
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we help Cassandra up and start making our way back to the mist portal.
Sure. You begin heading back to the Whispering Wood on Rune. And as you're heading back, you're kind of like making it through this sort of like quiet town outside of the Whispering Wood. And Cassandra speaks up and she says, "We're not in any rush to get right back to the Shifting Tempest, right?"
I mean, we have 24 hours before we're dead on sight, so there's that, but why?
She says, "Well, yeah. Do you think we got time to visit Quinn's grave?"
Of course.
And she says, I don't know. After talking with Varric, I just really want to visit his grave."
Of course.
Um,
I lead her into the woods.
you head into the Whispering Wood. Foxbud leaps out of your bag.
I was gonna say.
And he like licks your face a few times because obviously he hasn't gotten to be out of the bag for a while now.
I'm sorry, buddy. It was hell in there. I couldn't bring you out.
And he happily bounds through the forest, and you let him know that you're heading toward Quinn's grave.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way there. He has to spend quite a bit of time to navigate there, but you head there. You don't actually find your friends there waiting for you. They're clearly elsewhere at the moment. But sorry, give me just a second to prep this. But you end up at that clearing where Quinn was buried all those months and even at this point years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice something odd. You get to this clearing, and oh, hang on. God, this map is fighting me. You get to this clearing, and you notice that the grave is missing.
What?
The grave is not where you remember it being.
What?
And Cassandra says, "Did we make a wrong turn?" And Foxbud walks up to that spot and begins sniffing it and pawing at the ground and looking around. And then he looks at you and like cocks his head.
Yeah. What? Can I do a detect magic?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
You cast Detect Magic, and there's a lot of magic all around you. After all, this is a fey forest. But nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary about this spot. Like, there's no illusions or anything being cast here. And this is definitely the spot where you buried Quinn.
Bramble!
Foxbud spins around and like gives you this look of like, let me go find him.
Yeah.
Foxbud rushes into the mists.
Yeah. Does it look like there's no like has the ground like been disturbed at all, or does it look like nothing was ever buried here?
Give me an investigation check.
Can I have advantage if Cassandra is helping?
Sure.
Oh, good. Okay, better. 16.
You search the spot, and it doesn't even just look like, the grave was like removed or something. It's like nothing was ever here to begin with.
This is like, okay. Either I have a couple of theories, and all of them are crazy. Which one do you want to hear first?
Cassandra says, I don't know. Hit me with whatever, I guess.
Lisa's like standing here looking at the spot, and she's like, now this is all complete speculation. I could be completely wrong about this, so don't quote me, but I didn't dream that, Cassandra. It really happened. Foxbird was there, Quinn was there, Varric was there, fucking Bedlam was there. And
Helga says, Helga was also there.
No, Helga was not there.
Helga has seen this grave, yes.
You guys, didn't you drop Quinn off at the docks? Oh no, you were just supposed to. He was going to meet up with Gil afterwards.
Yeah, we dropped him off at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
He left, and then you came back.
Right, so you know that he was here as well. That all definitely happened. But if he's not here, and it looks like he never was, the only thing I can think of is... Well, look, there's all different kinds of magical shit that could have happened here, right? But my first theory, in possibly a long list of theories, is what if the time skip, if we were frozen in time, maybe it had something to do with, maybe it affected him somehow? What if it wasn't just we were trapped in time, but also something else? Or maybe the crack in the sky, maybe when the sky cracked, it distorted more than just the sky? What if it affected other things, other parts of reality as well?
As you're saying all this, Foxbud reappears from the mists, and he's like dragging Bramble by like the cuff of his like little fucked up, ripped up pants. And you hear Bramble call out, "Oh, hey, Lise, it's you! You're back!"
Bramble, where the hell is Quinn's grave?
He says, "What do you mean? It's right there. Oh, what the hell?" And Bramble comes running up and looks at the grave spot and like touches it. He's like, "It was here last I looked. I mean, I guess I haven't checked on it in a while. Do you think it got up and walked away?"
Okay, you know that's not how that works.
He like is scratching his head and he's like, what the hell?
When we visited it, actually, the last time we were here, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was here.
Okay, so that was after the time skip, so maybe the time skip doesn't have anything to do with it, but maybe when the break in reality happened, it fucked it up or something? Well, maybe, I don't know. There's no other magic going on here, so I don't understand.
He says, there was something weird a few weeks ago.
What was it? What was weird?
There was an exile in the forest, and there was like a weird lady walking behind it. I think she was using it to navigate the forest.
What did she look like?
I don't know. She was really spooky. She had like these black robes. It had like a weird staff. And I don't know. She was really creepy. So we all kind of kept our distance and just tried to ignore her. Because, I mean, we're Fae. We don't have to stay here.
What did the staff look like?
It actually kind of looks like yours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lise kind of pulls out her staff and is like, that bitch. Cassandra, I think... But how? But what? But what? But what did she do? I don't understand.
Cassandra says, wait, do you think that lady was... And she looks at you to see if you're also thinking the weird thought she's thinking.
Yeah, I think it is. But what would she want with Quinn's body? There was something wrong with Varric. It was why I decided to attack him, I suppose. There was something wrong with his eyes. They were that sort of yellow, and then they were green. And it was like... It happened twice, and it was weird.
And Bramble says, I got it!
I glare at him.
Quinn disguised himself as that creepy lady so that the other evil guy wouldn't know it was him. He wasn't dead this entire time!
Bramble.
He was biding his time.
I think Elise just pats him on the head.
He says, yeah, I know. I'm kind of a genius.
Yeah.
He happily crosses his arms and feels very proud of himself.
I think Elise completely just turns away from him.
He says, well, now that I've solved the most difficult puzzle of all time, let me go grab the others.
Okay, yeah, you do that. We can't... Oh, I'm banished, so I can only come visit the forest now, which is fine, probably. But yeah, go get...
You got banished?
Yeah, kind of infiltrated the palace.
You did what?
It's a long story that I can't tell you much about.
He pulls up a large rock and sits on it and says, no, now you gotta tell me. I gotta know about all the illegal things you did.
Okay, go get Fauna and Glimmer, okay?
Says, okay. And he runs back into the forest. He says, but don't start telling the story yet.
Who would I tell it to? Everyone else was there. Foxbud was also there. He was just in my backpack. I am blanking on her name. Can you remind me what her name is?
Who are you referring to?
The New Dawn Inquisition woman. I wrote down everyone else's name except for hers.
Sel'Quessir.
Sel'Quessir. Fuck. I swore I fucking wrote that down. I don't see it though, which is really annoying. But yeah. Yeah, I look back to Cassandra. I'm like, yeah, fucking Sel'Quessir. It has to be her. She has an exile which would explain how Varric can get around here. And I can't remember everything I know about her. I remember there being some weird stuff about how, like, she, like, like a long time ago, she was like maybe referred to as like a man, but like now she's a woman, and I was making a bunch of trans jokes, but that's probably not it. So I don't know. I know that she's bad, and she was the one who did the necromancy crimes on what was the city called? Sunhold, where the universe is.
Cassandra speaks up and she says, I have a kind of crazy idea.
Listen, I am all for it.
You said Sel'Quessir was one time referred to as a man, right?
Well, that's what, who even told me
Penelope.
that? It was Penelope. Yes, Penelope, that was it. It was so long ago. Yes, no, Penelope told us that. That's right.
She says, what if Sel'Quessir is not a name, but a title?
Oh, damn, you're smart, Cassandra. Damn, this is why. Damn, you're really smart, Cassandra. Okay, interesting. Well, but then, so is this the same one that did the stuff to to those people in Caliban?
And Helga says, you are both wrong. Seppuku is not a title, it is not a name, it is a way of dying.
What?
It is seppuku.
Sepulcher.
Sepul what?
Sepulcher.
Cassandra says, just let her say what she's gonna say.
Okay, what were you going to say?
She says, you are both wrong, it is way of dying. Helga has solved the case again.
Great.
And Bramble reappears from the forest with Fauna and Glimmer in tow. And he says, and apparently she got banished because of all of it, and she's about to tell the story, and we gotta get back right now. There she is! Lise! And he runs up to you with Glimmer sitting on his shoulder. And she says, Bramble's losing his mind right now. Do you want to tell us what the hell's going on, Lise?
Listen, a lot happened, okay? I
hear Lise killed a guy!
I didn't kill anyone. Everyone was already dead when I got there.
I hear Lise killed 5 guys!
I didn't kill anybody, Bramble.
I heard Lise killed 10 guys!
I fucking cut my hand over his mouth.
Bedlam appears and he's like, I like this kid! He's got the right idea!
You've met Bramble before.
I know, and I like him every time I see him.
Okay, well, he's Fae, so.
Lise, you killed 10 guys!
You were also there, and I did not.
Why stop at 10? It's 20 now!
I killed 1 slime, and I think Cassandra
30 guys!
killed another one, and I think Varric maybe took out the last one, actually, which is kind of funny, because he summoned them.
And Fauna says, you're not gonna be put to death or anything, are you? Banishment's really serious.
I got banishment instead of death. Although, if they catch me here, it will be death. But that's okay. I'm pretty sneaky.
She says, yeah, you can never come home again.
Well, I can come to the forest. They're not gonna fucking know I was here.
Okay, but I mean, they have exiles.
Yeah.
I think we should take on the entire elven government.
I think so too.
Down with society!
No, not that. But something like that.
Anarchy! Anarchy!
Let's do that to Orin first, okay?
Okay, first we dismantle the Oran government. Then we dismantle all other governments of the world. No governments left. Every man for himself.
Okay, no. We're not going to do that.
And then we create the carnival.
Just one big
The
carnival?
worldwide carnival where the whole world is a party all the time.
That sounds that sounds like something else I know of, but not really. Anyway, yeah, she tells them the story, but she doesn't tell them why she went into the cave. She's just like, there was something in there I needed, and I got there and it was gone. So
Bedlam says, I know what you needed. Come on, tell them.
And Bramble speaks up and he says, what did you need in the cave?
I swore an oath that I could not speak of it. So
Oh,
unfortunately,
come on!
no.
Come on!
It was a magic lollipop.
I knew it. What does the magic lollipop do?
It saves the world, Bramble.
How does it do that?
Magic.
I knew it! Magic!
Okay, if any of you see that scary lady again, you have to tell me, because she is evil and bad and is trying to destroy the world.
And Fauna says,
Well, how are we supposed to contact you?
That's a good question. I don't know.
okay.
I guess I'll just check in every once in a while and you let me know. Do you have... I wish I could give you a mailbox, but I'd have to steal one.
She says,
What do you mean a mailbox?
It's a box that you write letters and put them in. And if you address it to me, I have one and it'll appear in my box and I pull it out and I can read it. And we can send letters to each other back and forth.
And Ramble says, oh, do that!
Okay, but I don't have another one. I'd have to steal one from somewhere.
Get one!
Listen, the next time I'm in a city, I'll put it on my to-do list to jailbreak one.
And then we're going to write you letters every hour. And you have
Sure.
to respond.
No. I don't.
You have to. Please.
No. Anyways,
Please.
so Sepulchre was here, and she
Please.
did something to Quinn's body, which is bad. Well, but it looks like nothing was ever buried here. So, what the fuck? Did she turn back time on this spot so he came back to life and it was like he was never buried here? That would be interesting and also insane.
and Glimmer says, I don't know, but I'm avoiding her at all costs. I'm not confronting her.
Yeah, no, God, don't confront her. I just meant, like, if you see her, you let me know. Although, I don't know why she'd have reason to come back here now that she has Quinn.
And Helga speaks up again and says, well, following logic from before, she's going to die because death is in her name. So we don't have to worry about her.
No, Helga, we have to kill her.
Well, no, she's going to die. It's
Yeah,
in her
and
name.
we are going to kill her.
But we don't have to. She will die anyway.
Well, but before she dies, she's gonna do a lot of bad stuff that we have to stop her from doing.
Like what?
Ending the world?
What do you mean? How end world?
Okay, Helga, I don't have time to talk to you about this right now. We have to go. We have to go tell Oliver and Merlin that Quinn's grave is gone and Sepulchre has his body, or maybe she brought him back to life, or maybe she's just using his body. Maybe she has his own dead body, and his soul is trapped in it and is in eternal torment, like she did to all the rest of those people, which would not be good. So, could she be using Quinn to manipulate Varric somehow? But he killed him, but he doesn't remember killing him. So, I'm confused. But maybe we can go talk to Merlin about it, and I will be less confused. Maybe, probably not. But either way,
I think you guys maybe spend a little longer catching up with these three. But for the sake of time, we will just kind of skip through that.
Yeah, I love them, but we also saw them kind of recently, not until.
And we actually find ourselves back on the Shifting Tempest.
Okay.
And you are entering your quarters, and you see Oliver asleep at their desk.
They really need to go sleep in a bed and not at the desk, but okay. I sit down and tap the mirror lightly.
Oliver goes, sorry, just catching a 15-minute nap before my my next thing. Hey, Lise, you didn't remove the mists, did you?
No, but I did get banished from Rune, which, you know how it goes.
They say, oh no, what did you do?
Well, so remember how I said there was something that I needed to get, right?
Yeah.
Well,
did you get it?
Well, so Varric was also trying to get to it. And the only way to get to it, it was in these caves under the palace. So we had to sneak in. So we caused a little distraction in the palace. All right. I didn't hurt anybody. Nobody was hurt or killed. It seemed like Varric murdered a guard to get into the caves. And they blamed that on me, which... the one time you don't kill someone. Right?
Oliver speaks up and says, so you didn't kill a royal guard and potentially make an international incident with the Elven Council?
No, I didn't kill the god, but they blamed it on me anyway. So,
oh god.
Take that. So anyway, I got down into the caves. There were 3 beholders that were dead, long dead, not recently dead.
Stop. 3 what?
Beholders? You know, the
Lise,
big eyes with the eye stalks?
Those are a myth. Those aren't real.
No, we all saw them. And they were dead. And they were gross.
They were dead?
Yeah. Wait,
did you kill them or the...
Okay. You need to shut up and listen to what I'm telling you, because I'm tired of repeating myself.
You're telling me a lot of crazy shit all back to back.
Okay, well, listen, okay? Open your ears and listen. They were dead, all right? There were 3 of them. I didn't kill them. They were dead when we got there, like the god.
So Varric killed them?
No, listen. Remember what I said? Listen. It looked like they had been dead for a long time. A couple years at least. I can't tell exactly how long, but, they'd been dead for a while. Which, it looked like they were guarding the entrance to this place. So I think the thing that I went to retrieve, it wasn't there, by the way. It was gone. So I think Varric didn't have it either. He was there, and he was like, oh, it's gone, and you didn't take it, so there's somebody else who took it that I don't know about. And he was like, huh, intriguing. Like the pompous asshole that he is.
And they say, wait, so someone else has this really important thing that you came for?
Yeah, and it looks like they've had it for a while, because those things have been dead for years.
Okay, so you gotta tell us what this is.
I swore an oath that I would not speak of it, because it's very important.
we are at a losing position right now. We can't afford to have other unknowns.
I swore an oath, and I think that if I break it, Helia might burst me into flames or something. I don't know what happens when you break an oath to a phoenix.
And they say, then let us talk to Helia.
Okay. Well, I suppose I could take you to her. But
You've got to take us to her. We need to know what this artifact is. Please, Lise.
You would also have to swear an oath.
And as Oliver is screaming all this panically, you hear the door to the office open and you hear, all right, I think that Lise is back, yes?
Merlin, Varric is an asshole, and I know I promised not to kill him, but I really tried to.
You come back and Merlin touches the desk and hears halfway through that he hears asshole and I need to kill him. And Merlin says, you need to kill an asshole? What?
I reiterate what I've said to Merlin.
Says, Varric is an asshole.
Yes, and also he's been like weirdly brainwashed or something. There's something wrong with his eyes. He doesn't remember killing Quinn, and also Quinn's grave is gone. And my Fae friends saw Sel'Quessir in the woods with an exile. So something's going on there as well.
Merlin speaks up and says,
You said something was wrong with his eyes?
Yeah, you know how they're usually, what color, are they yellow normally and they were turning green, or was it the other way around?
His eyes turned green for a split second.
Right.
And Merlin says,
yeah.
Or sorry, did you say any of that?
Yeah, I was gonna say his you know how his eyes are normally that ugly green or that ugly yellow? Well, they turned green for a split second, and it happened twice.
He says,
and it was weird.
What do you mean his eyes are normally yellow?
They're normally that like sickly yellow color.
He says, no, Varric has green eyes. His eyes were yellow?
They've always been yellow. I've only, like I said, from the moment I met him, they were yellow. And I've only just today seen them flash green twice.
And he says, interesting.
Do you think he's brainwashed?
His eyes are definitely typically green.
Okay. Do you think that he's being, like, controlled?
He says, it would take some very serious magic to control Varric.
I mean, or influence him, perhaps?
He says, Varric is, and I know you're not going to want to hear this, Lise, but
yeah, he's a great spellcaster, the best wizard in the world. I know.
He says, and I say this because, as you said, he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest wizard I've ever known. I can't imagine someone influencing him with magic.
Well,
I don't know that anyone is capable of that.
Not even Sel'Quessir?
Sel'Quessir is a powerful wizard, don't get me wrong, but, well, she's no Varric. At least, not from what I saw.
Well, we can't rule it out. And why Quinn as well? He didn't remember, he was insistent that Quinn was alive and well, and that he did not remember killing him. And now Sel'Quessir did something to his grave, and he's gone.
And Merlin seems very deep in thought. He doesn't say anything for a while.
Yeah. This is like, all right, well, if you must know what's going on, it'll have to be in person. So let us meet up. So you may know the full truth of what's going on, because I cannot break my oath lest I be consumed in flame or something.
And Merlin looks at you and back at Oliver, and everyone in your party kind of still a little bit beat up. And he says, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
And he says, I think none of us has anything going on today. How about, before we do that, we all take a short vacation? And Oliver speaks up and says, what do you mean? We are in the middle of an international incident right now. Lise just got banished. Apparently there's someone that has some very powerful artifact. And Merlin puts like a finger on Oliver's lips to shush them. And he says, that's why, Oliver. That right there. That's why. And he looks at you, Lise, through the mirror. And he says, I don't think you've gotten a break in a week at this point, Lise.
Well, she thinks back to her week. She's like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's kind of just getting back into the swing of things, you know? Get eaten by a cave bunny, get chewed up by some crystals, get banished from Rune.
He says, the way I see it is, whoever has this powerful artifact has apparently had it for quite some time. Us stopping them today is not going to be all that different from us stopping them tomorrow, if they've had it for years. Oliver, I happen to know that you have slept a grand total of 2 hours in the past 48 hours.
Oh my god.
And Oliver says, I get 15-minute naps between meetings. It's fine.
No, okay. Where do you want to go, Merlin? Did you have somewhere in mind?
And we are going to run a poll. Merlin has suggested an outing. Where to? 1 in chat for the beach, and 2 in chat for the mall.
The mall? Where is there a mall?
Please select one of these options in chat now.
I am so intrigued. Oh, what does Lisa's bathing suit look like?
That's something you'll have to think of if the chat chooses beach.
True.
And Cassandra's a little dumbfounded, standing behind you with her hand on the back of your chair, and she says, I don't think I've ever taken a vacation in my life.
Okay, well, you need one. Clearly. You died. You went unconscious an uncountable amount of times today.
And it looks like chat has voted for the beach. So it looks like we will perhaps be getting a beach episode.
Beach episode.
Merlin speaks up and says, I think a fantastic destination that we can all get something out of would be the beach. And he looks around the room to see how everyone feels.
She says, which beach? Because I'm banned from Rune. Orin sucks. New Orin can't go there. What other places are there? The Scorched Wastes has some ashy sand, and the water is always hot, but there's a lot of smoke there, so I don't know that you would really call that a beach. The sand is just ash.
He says, there's a lot of lovely beaches just north of Shantytown inside of New Orin, and I'm sure for a fact that no one's going to be actively looking for us there.
Okay. If you're sure.
And Oliver says,
But I still need to get the new routes for this week.
and Merlin cuts them off and says, but you don't need those until Monday, yes? And Oliver says, well, yes. And Merlin says, and what's today? And Oliver says, it's Friday. Merlin says, good. So you'll have Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll go tomorrow. You'll have Sunday to spiral back into Oliver mode. And yeah.
And Cassandra says, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really know what you do on vacation.
Well, don't think of it as vacation. Just think of it as the beach, okay? So what do you need to go to the beach? A swimsuit. Do you have a swimsuit?
She says, I guess I technically have one.
I suppose. Do I have one? I'll have to search through my wardrobe. I might have one. I'll pull something together.
We have a bit of a time skip here. We cut forward in time to the beach, and we see all of you standing in a line, approaching this sandy beach. We have sort of like an anime like style beach episode thing happen where the camera pans over all of you. We see at one end Robin in a bikini. We see Darren with trunks and a t-shirt. We see Penelope with a floral prints swimsuit. We see Zachary in a Speedo, and we find out that he has washboard abs. That man has incredible abs.
I think Lisa sees him and her jaw is on the floor.
Zachary, he is fit. We pan over a little further. We see Artemis, and he is in full what appears to be scuba gear. Oliver is wearing just normal clothes, holding a parasol with a picnic basket and a towel tucked under the handle. Panning further, we see Merlin in trunks and a Foxy Grandpa hat.
Oh my god. Is his wheelchair fine to go over the sand?
You see that like the wheels have been modified to have this sort of like snowshoe type effect where like they've been widened to roll over sand, kind of like a fucking tank.
Oh my god.
And next up we see Helga, who is wearing a full wetsuit.
Helga, where did you get that?
Helga is standing with her fists on her hips, saying, Helga has strongest swimsuit, not get wet at all.
Okay.
And panning further, we see Cassandra in a sort of seersucker blue and white striped swimsuit, not dissimilar to the one worn by Benoit Blanc in The Glass Onion.
Oh my
god. Very like grandpa style swimsuit.
I think Lise tears her eyes away from Zachary, only to land on Cassandra.
Cassandra is absolutely killing this fit. And she's got ascot and all. And we finally pan over to Lise on the other end. What is Lise wearing?
Lise is wearing an elven bikini swimsuit. It's like black with like gold like vines and like leaf like decoration.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's kind of in the like pinup style where it's like the top has like a little knot, and it like straps around her neck and around her torso, and the
Damn, you gave this a lot of thought.
The bottoms are like high-waisted, like pinup. So
Lise is feeling herself right now.
yeah. Oh, and she also has those like sunglasses that are like cat eye.
Okay, I think both you and Robin are both very much feeling yourselves.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Zachary a little bit too.
Yeah, Zachary in that Speedo. Elise goes, damn, Zachary! Where you been keeping that Speedo? The back of your closet? Holy shit!
And Artemis speaks up and he says, I know, my husband's hot, right?
Fuck! I'm gay, but damn!
And Oliver sets out that blanket on the beach and props up the parasol, and immediately collapses under the parasol to take a quick nap.
Whatever. You know what? Whatever they need. A nap is probably what they need the most right now.
And Cassandra says, you know what? A nap doesn't sound half bad.
You're gonna nap?
She also lays down under the parasol.
All right, none of you are fun. Helga, come splash around in the water with me.
As you approach the water,
oh yeah, I let Foxbutt out, so he's like running zoomies up and down the beach.
Yeah, he's running around. I think maybe you brought like a frisbee and you toss it and he sprints off in that direction. Helga actually has a snorkel with her, and she says, Artemis, give me underwater breathing tool. She says, we go snorkeling.
Okay. Sure.
She sprints out toward the water and leaps out with the snorkel in her mouth and like splashes into the water and disappears below the water. And you notice the snorkel goes below the water too.
Oh shit. I go in after
her. You go in after the water and you hear as she starts thrashing, and she stands up in the water and goes, what the hell?
You have to keep this above the water, Helga.
Artemis is walking out to the water with you all in his like big scuba outfit, and he says, oh, yeah, that's not supposed to go below the water line. And she says, you tell me it let me breathe underwater, yes? And he's like, well, yes, but... And she says, I try again. And she leaps back into the water.
Lisa's like, you know, she'll probably figure it out, but will you just make sure she doesn't drown?
He says, sure. And he goes in after her. We're actually gonna run another poll. Someone approaches Lise. Who is it? Let me run this poll really quick. Who approaches Lise? Is it Oliver or Artemis? 1 in chat for Oliver, 2 in chat for Artemis. You look back onto the beachfront and you see Oliver actually sit up from their beach blanket, and everyone's voting Oliver. Okay. Artemis starts waddling out into the water, and his big scuba suit, and he's like, "Time to test this out."
Good luck.
And Oliver actually stands up and walks over to you, and they say, "I just can't sleep. I'm too distracted by everything right now."
Yeah, the beach is maybe not the best place to take a nap. Why don't you come swimming?
And they say, "I was actually thinking about something else." And they say, "A little down the way, there's a few volleyball nets."
Okay. In Tianrun, volleyball is played differently than it is out here, I think. So you'll have to tell me how to play volleyball out here.
They say, "I think I need to blow off some steam. Do you want to do a duos match with me?"
Sure. Again, you'll have to show me what to do, but I can probably do that.
You look back over to the parasol, by the way, and not only is Cassandra fully out, she's like snoring.
Oh, Cassandra. I shake my head. I'm like, she truly can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, she's like got like her arms down at her sides, like she's like literally on her back, kind of like starfish out, and just
Her
sleeping.
arms, her hands and feet are out of the shade, so like she's gonna get a tan on just her hands and her feet.
Yeah. Oliver says, "All right, yeah, let's do this. Just a fun game meant to just blow off some steam. Let's do it."
Okay, you're saying that. Are you gonna get like super competitive on me? Is that what's going to happen?
You guys make your way over to the volleyball court.
Oh
And,
God. Lisa's like, what did I get myself into?
And you see like these two like beach bros in trunks with like they're like super muscular and hot, and they go, "Oh hey, new challengers."
She goes, I feel like I've met you before, but it wasn't you. I've met your kind. I've met your kind before.
I met your kind.
She's remembering Chadathan.
The other one of them says, "Nah, they're too afraid to play us."
I look at Oliver and like the competitive like side of Lise just like emerges in her eyes.
To
She's
be
like,
clear, that first one is Chadathan.
oh my God. She's like, I've met your kind before. Chadathan?
And he says, "Wait a second. Oh shit, it's Lise."
Oh God. Hello. Oliver, actually I changed my mind. This guy's gonna kick my ass.
He says, "Oh, now you gotta play us."
Oh shit. Alright. We'll play, but God, I don't know if we'll win.
The man next to him like punches his shoulder and says, "Nah, man, they can't take us. We'd wipe the floor with them." And Oliver says, finally speaks up and says, "No, you wouldn't."
Oliver?
They say, "Come on, Lise." And they walk into the court on the other side of the net.
Okay, if we lose, you have to play Helga.
And Jonathan says, "Wait, you don't make demands when you lose."
I don't care. Those are the rules. This is how it's played in Tianrun.
He says, "Oh wait, are we like playing for stakes?"
If I lose, you have to fight Helga. Well, not fight.
But like,
have
what do
to
you get
play
if you
Helga.
win?
I get to watch Helga beat you up at volleyball.
Wait, so we have to play Helga regardless?
Yes.
I don't think I don't doesn't make any sense. Hey, I'm down to play though.
Okay, cool.
And the other guy's like, "Are you sure you want to take on us, bro?"
Whether I win or lose, you have to play against Helga. So I'm going, yeah.
Is Lise going to be in front or back?
Does that matter? I've never. I don't know how to play volleyball.
You typically have like one person closer to the front and one person further to the back when it's two people, and they're usually kind of watching two different corners of the court.
What's Oliver's dexterity like?
I mean, they used to be a knight captain.
Yeah. Is it more than one? Because mine's only one.
I don't know. I doubt that people communicate in stats.
How dexterous does Oliver look?
Give me an investigation check.
13.
Yeah, they look pretty dexterous.
I'll take the back.
Okay. Oliver says, "Let's fucking do this."
Okay.
The other guy next to Chadathan speaks up and says, "Get ready to get smoked."
Okay.
He's walking to the front. Chadathan's in the back, and he prepares to serve. He leaps up into the air and, bam! Smacks that ball down towards you. Go ahead and roll a dexterity save for me.
Natural 20.
You immediately leap forward and boom, bump that ball up into the air. And Oliver leaps up and smacks it back. But smacks it clean off the court with a nat 1. And they land on the ground. They go, "Damn it!"
It's all right. I love that we got opposite ends of the spectrum. Lise has almost never played volleyball before. Perfectly fucking slides in the way, bumps it up. It's like the perfect shot. It was a natural 20. It was like everything about this was perfect. She looked hot doing it, and then Oliver comes in and it fucking he gets hit in the face or something, or they. God, I don't know why I sometimes think that Oliver is a man. They have he-him energy sometimes. And then Oliver fucking fumbles it.
And Chad calls back. He says, "All right, that's our point, bro. Your ball." And tosses it over to you two.
Okay, try again, Oliver.
Oliver says, Okay, come on. You see those bags under their eyes still. You begin to realize that, this is, something Oliver needs. Oliver needs a win right now.
If, I'm scared that if we lose, Oliver's going to kill somebody. They're gonna, go manic.
Oliver serves. Leaps up, serves the ball, and Chadathan attempts to leap forward and bump it, but it's just out of reach for him. He leaps forward, and that thing happens. This is a weird reference to make because I'm sure half our chat hasn't seen it, but that thing from Psyche K where the dude falls on the ground, but his trunks get torn down and his butt cheeks are exposed to air.
Oh my God.
And, sand goes everywhere. And the ball lands just out of reach of his hands.
He gets dick burn from the sand.
He pulls up his trunks and goes, "Damn, that was a good serve, bro."
He's just woo!
Oliver grabs onto the net and goes, "Yeah!"
Oh, okay.
And they go,
settle down.
They go, sorry. Yeah, we did it.
Yes, high five. We high five.
You high five. Oliver has like this steely determination on their face.
Okay, let's your serve, boys.
The one in front says, "All right, first to 3, it's 1-1." And he serves again. This time, hitting it back to you again, Lise. Go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
Yeah, 10.
So he technically won, but not by much. So I'm going to say you hit it, but you hit it poorly. You bump it off to the side. And Oliver is going to roll this next roll with disadvantage. So rolling against the man in front. Oh. Manages to smack it over the net, but the dude leaps into the air and knocks it back instantly back to you, Lise. This was like a slap, and then it's back to you immediately.
9.
You attempt to bump it, and it explodes the sand in front of you.
I'm not good at dexterity stuff.
You get a face full of sand.
This should have been Cassandra. She has a +7 to dex.
And Oliver goes, "Damn it! No, come on, we got this."
Actually, Lee says, actually, I changed the rules. Instead of Helga, you have to play against my girlfriend, my fiance. You have to fight against my fiance because she's better at volleyball than I am.
If they win,
if they
lose. If they lose,
yeah.
Okay. They go, "It's your ball," and Oliver served. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Okay, they both rolled really poorly. Oliver serves it like really bad and like hits it a little too hard. Oliver's too determined to make this work, and the ball's about to go out of bounds, but it smacks Chadathan in the face.
Oh no!
Poof, and he falls backward onto his ass. And it flies forward. The other guy's going to be rolling with disadvantage to try and bump this and save it. And fails miserably. The ball just kind of limply hits the sand next to him and rolls off court.
Nice. Is that another point for us?
That's 2-2. And it was first to 3.
Oh shit.
And it is now their ball.
Okay.
Oliver says, yes, come on!
We can do this, Oliver.
You see this like moment where like their eyes are like super like determined, and the dude in front stares him down and says, "We let you get this far, but you're not winning now, bros." And he serves.
At least does the thing. She goes, "And I'm not your bro."
Give me a dex save.
11.
You succeed. He serves it back to you, and you manage to bump it in the air perfect for Oliver to absolutely spike into the sand on the other side of the court. We are now going to roll a contest. Oh my god. 19 total. Oliver, boom! Spikes it directly into the sand and like explodes sand over the dude in the front. His hair gets like kind of blown back a little bit. And he falls onto his ass. And Oliver grabs the net and says, "Yeah!"
Yeah! Also, can I just say, on that natural 20, there's no way that ball didn't like catch on fire. I feel like it was like Lise like jumped into the air and it was like she went to hit it and it did that anime thing where like it spins a bunch in her hand and like became a ball of fire and then spiked.
Perfect. Well, I mean, you were bumping, but
Whatever.
it spun on your wrists. You have
No one cares.
You have volleyball burn on your wrists.
No one cares.
And Chad
I feel
goes,
like
Sorry,
I
what?
feel like I jump into Oliver's arms because we won.
You guys hug, and Oliver kind of like spins you around and then sets you back down and says, "Yo, we did it!" And they grab the net and say, "Yeah, what now?" And then they stop for a second and then breathe and go, "Yeah, thanks for the game, guys."
Yeah, good game. You lost, so bummer.
And Chad says, "Hell yeah, bro, it was fun to play you. You don't want to go for another round?"
You have to go against my fiance now because she's better at this than me.
Well, where is she?
Cassandra!
You are significantly far away from Cassandra right now. She's
God
like on the
damn
other
it.
end of the beach.
I'll be right back. I disappear. I teleport over to Cassandra.
You teleport?
Yeah, I dimension door over to
All
her.
right, use up a spell slot. You arrive back at the parasol. She's not there. She's gotten up to go do something.
Cassandra!
And
Christine, where is my beautiful fiance?
you actually see Zachary, Penelope, and Darren all kind of like building a sandcastle together. Zachary says, "Oh, she went off toward the shops. I mean, I don't know exactly where she went."
God damn it. All right. I head off in that direction.
As you are heading in that direction, you are approached by someone else.
Oh.
Who is it, chat? Is Lise approached by... Hang on just a second. Is Lise stopped by Zachary, or is she stopped by August?
Oh, my dad's here? Did not know. Papa was here. Or did he just show up?
You'll see. Okay, everyone voted for August. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Zachary. Your washboard abs can't beat my dad.
As you're walking back to the shops that are kind of like off the beach, there's like this little shopping plaza area. Some hands appear over your eyes. And you hear, "Guess who?"
Can I roll to see if Lise immediately goes into fight or flight?
That's you. That's all you.
Yeah, I think she immediately goes into fight or flight, does not like being surprised, and immediately like her hair like lights up on fire.
Okay. You light your hair on fire? Got it.
Well, I think it's like when, you know how it's like when an animal like has like a predator response. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to think of an example and I'm blanking on any animals that do anything.
So you light your hair on fire.
I don't know that
Because your
it's
hair doesn't normally
actual-
do that.
Yeah, I don't know that it's actual fire. I think that it's like, you know how her hair just like glows sometimes.
Okay. It
It's
glows
like
brighter.
she gets scared and her hair like starts to float and like glows. Yeah.
He says, you gonna answer?
God?
He says, you're pretty close, actually. And he takes his hands off your eyes.
Asmodeus?
Does
Oh.
Lise turn around?
You have to Asmodeus, yes or no?
Says, what? No, you said God, and I said Asmodeus is what you went to next.
Yeah, well, I only know so many gods.
He says, just turn around.
I turn around. Oh, damn, you scared me. Don't do that.
He says, oh yeah, Oliver let me know that you guys were having a beach episode, so we stopped the ship by.
What the hell is a beach episode?
Your dad is also wearing trunks, but he has a hat on as well, but his hat says Foxy Dad.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to know where you and Merlin got those hats so that I can burn down the stall.
He actually has a bag next to him in the sand that he picks back up. And he
Are
says,
you selling them? Get rid of them.
he says, I brought you a surprise.
Oh, is it a hat that says Foxy Pirate or something?
He pulls
Foxy
out,
Lady?
He pulls out a hat and he says, well, I do have a Foxy Pirate hat.
Okay.
If you want to join the club.
No, I don't.
All right. And he puts it on top of his hat and he says, it applies to me too.
Okay. What was that the gift?
And he says, no, the actual gift. And he pulls out Lisa's favorite sweet from Rune. Could you tell me what Lisa's favorite sweet is?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know if I've answered this question before, but it's probably changed since then, since I don't remember what it would have been. But
retcon.
I know, I'm trying to think of what she would have liked. What's my favorite sweet? I eat a lot of cookies, but I also really like, maybe it's gotta be something stupid, right? Or something stupid fancy, like macaron, or like fucking
Consumes
like,
strictly parfaits.
yeah, you know. Or like an elvish, like, I don't know. No, because the texture of a parfait sometimes is bad.
Okay.
It's too mushy.
I'm asking you.
I know. I'm thinking. I'm
when I think
genuinely
fancy dessert,
thinking.
I'm thinking parfaits.
Oh, that's a good shout, Lux. Eclairs. Yeah, I'll go with an eclair.
Just an eclair. Yeah, she
like a big one.
She opens this like little box, this little like cardboard box that he presents her with, and inside are 3 chocolate eclairs.
Hell yeah.
They have this sort of like fancy like piping of this this cream that's kind of like leaked out the side. It's like a very they're like piped to look kind of like leaves a little bit.
There's gold leaf on top of it.
And they absolutely resemble the eclairs that she would occasionally have in Rune.
She fully picks one up and puts the whole thing in her mouth. And I was like, thank you! Where did you get this?
Give me a constitution save to see if you choke.
$11.
You choke a little bit on this eclair as you jam it down your throat. He says,
Where
"You're
did you get
supposed to.
this?
Why have you always ate it like that? You've never learned."
It's the best way to eat an eclair, Father. I can't look. I don't tell you how to eat eclairs. You don't tell me how to eat eclairs.
It's objectively not. You choke every single time.
Okay, well, it's just as good every time anyway.
She's like, I like choking, actually.
the choking is part of the experience.
He says, yeah, I had to visit a fancy shop in Silver Falls, but yeah, they make elven eclairs.
That is so cool. I'm never going to go to Silver Falls, so it's good that you have brought this to me. Thank you.
He says, well, the rest of yours, I'll leave them by the parasol. I had a suggestion. And he says, now, how into a sandcastle building competition would you be?
Immensely, but I do have to go find my fiance. She has disappeared somewhere.
He says, oh, she went off to the shops. What's the big deal?
Oh, these men challenged us, and I kicked their asses, and now Cassandra has to defend my honor.
He says, you can find her later. The competition's about to start.
What?
And listen,
what competition?
Between you and me, Merlin's participating, and he told me that I wasn't gonna beat him.
He said that to you?
Yeah. So, like, I'm gonna need your help on this one. We gotta make this happen.
Jackass. I can't believe he said that to you. All right, let's go.
You head over to this like large crowd of people who are all like, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say on the way over. I'm like, oh, by the way, I got banished from Yellenrune.
He says, you got what?
It's a long story. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it after we win.
He says, but wait, you went. What did you do to get banished?
Oh, it's, you know.
That's a pretty, like, they're going to kill you on sight now.
Yeah. Well, I said a lot of really mean things to the queens in front of their faces.
He says,
but also,
you can't do that.
Well, they also thought that I murdered someone, which I didn't. But I did I encouraged Cassandra to bring a statue to life and harass some of the gods. We had to go get something important, but it wasn't there.
He slaps his hand on your back and he says, once again, trying to show me up by getting a list of crimes longer than mine.
It was a long list, all right? It was quite long, but that's not what's important. The important thing is...
and as you're saying that, a person sort of at the center of this crowd of people cries out, all right, everyone, the competition's about to start. You're going to have 1 hour to build the most impressive sand sculpture that you can. And they say, and of course, no magic.
Damn it. Not even a little bit.
And you see Merlin, and he says, now, of course, I should be able to use some simple helping magic, yes? I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. And he casts Mage Hand, and they say, all right, that's allowed, but nothing else.
Quick, Father, become... you need magical enhancements as well for something. My father only has one leg. He should also be able to use something.
And they say, all right, begun. And the hour has started.
They didn't say yes or no.
We start the competition. Everyone is racing over to their little plots of the beach to build their sculptures.
Okay, well, hurry up. Let's go. What do you want to build? Cassandra?
says-
Okay, you twist my arm about it. Fine.
He says, what do you want to build?
Cassandra.
Wait, that was a suggestion?
Yes.
Okay, you want to build Cassandra?
Okay, well, what do you want to build?
Like, what do you mean? Like, just like a sculpture of her?
A sculpture of my fiance. Yeah.
All right, how big are we talking?
Big enough to be, kind of impressive, right? We gotta win.
And you see Merlin off to the side already using Mage Hand to lift up a bucket of sand and create the first piece of his sculpture. And he says, all right, life size should be impressive, right?
Hell yeah, 1-to-1 scale. Don't worry, I've memorized every inch of what Cassandra looks like.
Okay, weird thing to say. You get to work. Both of you are going to give me sleight of hand checks, so go ahead and roll that.
10.
Wow, you both rolled just off from each other. He rolled an 11. You get started. Things aren't going well. You've added a bit too much water to the sand, and it's kind of like muddy at this point, and kind of just like falling over as you're trying to construct the legs.
All right, I dump it out and I make a new bucket.
You look over, and the sculpture Merlin is making, you could have sworn like it was just a moment ago, just a little pile of sand. But suddenly he has like a grand sculpture becoming more and more apparent.
Merlin, stop cheating!
He says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you point to something that I did?
I am going to kick your old man butt.
And August says, should we use magic?
I don't know that, to be honest, I'm all for cheating. However, I don't know that I have magic that could help. Yeah, that's not gonna help. I could, I could minor illusion it, but I don't know that would help. No, let's just keep building, okay? I don't think I actually have anything that's super helpful.
Go ahead and roll another. Actually, go ahead and make this one first to check. Make this a. Nothing quite applies here, so let's make this a flat wisdom check.
14.
All right, you kind of nail the water to sand ratio this time, so you're both going to give me sleight of hand checks with advantage.
Ooh, nice. Mod 20.
And your dad rolled a 17. You suddenly have the legs coming together. You finish up her boots. You've got like her pants with all like the belt clasps over it. You're getting to sort of like the waist area, and you look over, and Merlin's sculpture is getting kind of crazy. You realize the base of it is a kraken with tentacles going all around, and it's like half the height of a person already. And he's building something on top of the kraken. But like, it's crazy how quick he's building this, and when you look over, he's just mage handing a bucket of sand over.
I'm like, I'm gonna stop looking over that because I think that he's cheating.
August says, we gotta do something. We're so behind.
Okay, well, what do you want from me? Okay, I'm a sorcerer, not a wizard. The only thing I can do is, I have mending, I have minor illusion.
He says, we're almost to halftime. And as he says that, the announcer says, halftime! half time. You've got 30 minutes left.
I mean, the only thing I can do is, Father, the only thing I'm good at is destroying stuff and tricking people. I'm not actually that good at building things. If Cassandra were here, she'd be very good at this.
He says,
Could you destroy Merlin's sculpture?
But I would feel bad. I don't want to look at him. Maybe I could throw a wrench in his plans, but Mage Hand is a cantrip, right?
mm-hmm.
That's annoying. Can I do an investigation on him to see if he's doing any other magic on this thing?
Investigation check?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it.
18.
You notice that he's keeping an eye on you.
What do you mean?
Every time you look over, you realize that he snaps his gaze back to what he's doing.
I think, Father, no. I think that we have to focus on what we're doing. Something tells me that he is cheating in some way, and he will get caught. I'm not going to destroy his sculpture on principle.
Okay. He says, "You really think we can even finish this in time?"
Yes, hurry up, double time.
Give me another sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna use my doubloon to roll that again.
Okay.
Better. 13.
Your dad rolled poorly, but luckily you're able to fix a lot of his mistakes. But you don't make quite as much progress this time. You're only partway up her torso. You haven't even started on her arms or her head. You have about 20 minutes left. And you look back over at Merlin as I feel like Lise just can't resist. He's floating now, but not actively casting any spells. You do see him look back to the sculpture as you look over. And it becomes apparent that he's building a ship on top of this kraken.
What? This is not even possible. There is no way that he is not cheating somehow. I wish to God I had dispel magic, but I only have counterspell. That is so annoying.
He doesn't seem to be casting any spells while you're looking. He is just adding another bucket of sand.
Well, I don't know what to do. I really don't have any spells other than to hurt his sculpture, and I don't really want to do that.
Do you have any unlearned spells?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I'm 12th level. So I took Disintegrate, which is my 6th level spell, so.
I don't know if you ever took your 5th level.
My 5th level is Immolation.
But you get 2.
Yeah, but I had to use, No, I don't get 2.
Oh, wait, you got Dominate Person.
Oh, yes.
Dominate Person.
I got Dominate Person. I did Dominate Person when we were at the prison, remember? I did it on the commander and was making him fight for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got Dominate Person, Immolation, and my 6th level is Disintegrate.
Oh, but you never selected a 4th level spell. You have Dimension Door, but I think you get another one, don't you?
No, remember, I had to take another 3rd level spell. I took instead of another 4th, I took Hypnotic Pattern to keep that guy from running away. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Trying to get you something, but yeah,
I know.
Like you already
I'm telling you, I don't have anything.
And your dad says, "Oh, we really need a spell right now. We need something."
I don't know what to tell you. Cassandra's nowhere in sight. She's my knight in shining armor when it comes to shit like this. I would cast disintegrate on it. But that would make me feel so bad. And they would definitely know it was me.
It's up to you. He says, well, if we're not using magic, we gotta hurry.
Okay, look, if we don't win, it's fine.
All right, both of you roll sleight of hand checks.
16.
Your dad rolled poorly again.
Father, step aside.
You're fixing a lot of his mistakes. You managed to get ahead on her. You haven't really added the hair. It's kind of just like a big sphere on a neck. You haven't added the arms yet. And you hear, 10 minutes! 10 minutes remaining!
Son of a bitch. Father, hurry up.
And you peek over at Merlin, and you realize there's something else on this sculpture. There's a ship on top of that ship. And Merlin is at this point floating about 16 or so feet off the ground as he's adding sand to this sculpture.
I'd flip him off and start adding her arms.
All right.
14.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I'm like, you can't help. Step aside. You're actively making this worse.
Well, what did you say you got?
14.
You managed to get the full length of her arms to stay up, which is incredibly difficult because you're just trying to get sand to stick to sand here and dangle. I think you maybe put like one of her hands like on her hip and the other like holding a drum mallet over her shoulder. And they kind of look like noodles. You just barely managed to get them like formed into shape, and you're trying to add details now. There's a little bit of time left. I will let you both roll again if you want to roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
To rush.
Okay. I'll try to get like her hair done. Damn. Fuck. I rolled a natural 20 and an 8. Well, 9.
Your dad rolled a total of 5.
Oh my God.
You quickly piece together this sculpture, and you're trying to add the details, and it's coming along so well. And then suddenly, her head falls off.
No.
And your dad says, "Wait, I've got an idea!" And he really quickly puts some X's over her eyes and draws a little tongue sticking out of her mouth and puts the head in the arm that was originally over the shoulder but is now kind of drooping onto the chest.
Oh, now she's the headless Cassandra.
He says, "I don't know." And you suddenly hear as an air horn is blown.
I cast Detect Magic on Merlin's sculpture.
Well, you cast Detect Magic, and there's no magic being actively cast. And the announcer says, hey, no magic, no magic.
Hey, this is afterwards, okay? The bell rang.
And Merlin slowly floats back down into his chair, and he says, "Lise, I'm hurt. Did you think I would cheat?"
I hate you.
And you look over at Merlin's sculpture, and you see it's a kraken wrapping its tentacles around the shifting tempest and lifting it into the air as the shifting tempest is eating the Fortune Empress. And on the tip of the very front of the Fortune Empress stands a tiny little mottled Lys, raising her hands to the sky and blasting some kind of spell directly upwards and kind of skewering Count Chilvane through the chest.
How the hell did you even do that?
And he says, I'm just very good at building sand sculptures, Lys.
Fuck you, you liar.
And the judges come around, and the first one says, she says, could you explain what your sculpture is?
It's the great hero Cassandra, who lost her head in battle and carries it around now.
And she says, oh, interesting. Wait, Cassandra, is that, she looks like, is she one of the Chaos Crusaders?
No, this is a different Cassandra.
Okay.
She was named after her, yeah.
Oh, okay. Fascinating. I like her arms. The arms still kind of just look noodly.
Hey,
And she
I'm like,
says-
look at her boots. There's so much detail in
She's
the
like, there
boots.
is a lot of detail in the boots. What's happening around her shoulders there? And you notice that
No.
when the head fell off, like part of one of the shoulders was taken off with it. You start shushing her and patting her face. She says, I would prefer that you don't touch me.
And yeah, that's my sculpture.
She says, okay, and writes down something on a little clipboard.
This is like, damn that clipboard.
The other two judges are kind of just silent watching this happen and just kind of write stuff down. They move on to Merlin's and they say, wow, what is this? And Merlin says, I like to call this one the tale of a true hero.
This is fuming.
He says, now I've always been a bit of a fan of the Chaos Crusaders myself, and especially Lys de Forest, and I
Should we
followed
be
her.
saying this in New Orin?
And he says, especially the stories of Lys de Forest. She's always fascinated me. And the lady says, you mean like the war criminals? And he says, well, you know, I'm so fascinated by them. I mean, while yes, they are heretics and they do stand against everything that the Oran Empire believes in. I mean, it's kind of like serial killers, you know. You're there. It's a twisted fascination with them. And he says, and yes, this is the tale of Lys de Forest and one of her greatest crimes of all time. The battle in which she destroyed the Fortune Empress and slew Count Chilvane, an unspeakable crime, but still fascinating all the same.
Yeah, I think he said that, and Lys literally, like, she was like, I think she's just fucking speechless, fucking listening to this.
He looks over you and smirks.
I cast disintegrate on his castle.
Okay. What level spell is that?
Is 6th.
You cast Disintegrate, and Merlin casts Counterspell.
Okay, he's got to roll for it.
You said that was a 6th level? So that's a DC 16. He succeeds.
No, I think it's 12 plus the level.
No, it's 10 plus. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay.
I had Counterspell ready. I was ready for Lisa to try something.
Okay.
She casts Disintegrate, and he snaps his fingers when she does that, and she feels the spell fizzle out in her hand, and no one even notices. And
He has the
chuckles.
angry eyebrows.
He chuckles to himself after doing that. I think he can feel like Lisa's angry glare at the back of his head, and he's so pleased with himself.
Lisa's gonna, once the judges leave, she's gonna go fucking jump on it and fucking destroy his castle.
And they say, well, you've done a fantastic job, and I think this is the last sculpture we have to judge. Can we quickly tabulate the numbers? I think we might have a result. And one of the judges say, yep, first place goes to... Sorry, what was your name? And he says, and I don't think he was ready for this. He says,
His name's...
Mark. Mark is my name.
His name is Mark Buttstink.
Mark Buttstink. And he says, that's right. My name is Mark Buttstink. And that, my friend, that over there is my friend, Lindsay Pisshead.
That was the best you could come up with. Pisshead.
Butt
Really?
stink. I was matching your energy. And they say, oh, unfortunate names, but here you go, Marcus Buttstink. And they put a first place ribbon on his sculpture.
I cast levitate and throw it into the ocean.
Okay, what level spell is levitate?
What level spell is levitate? It's only second level. So it gets counterspelled. No, you don't have to roll for.
I rolled a nat 20.
Well, you don't have to roll for a below.
No, I think with a nat 20, hold on, I just thought of something. With a nat 20, he casts counterspell. He snaps his fingers again, and suddenly Lisa's levitating off the ground.
How? Why? That's not how
She
counterspell
immediately.
works.
I know, but for the beach episode, this is significantly funnier.
Okay.
You are launched 50 feet into the air, and you are now levitating yourself.
This is not at all how this works. You know what? She lets go of the levitate and feather falls into the ocean.
Into the ocean?
Yeah. So that she can swim.
You disappear into the water.
No. Can I feather fall on top of his sculpture?
Hang on one second.
Will it support my weight?
He casts levitate on you as well.
What? Okay. Well, don't I get to
You get a
roll
save
for that? Yeah. What's
Give
the
me
save?
a save for that. I
Is
believe
it's
it's
a Constitution save.
Yeah, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Which I think possibly. That's to maintain concentration. Okay. 17.
You fail.
Oh God.
As you're falling back down, he levitates you just a little bit to the side and then drops you.
Oh my God. She stands up and kicks the sculpture.
You kick the sculpture and the sand falls onto the judges. They are buried up to their like shoulders and they just see you having just kicked all this sand onto them.
I think she just starts jumping up and down on his sculpture and like trying to ruin it.
And he looks over at you and says, well, that was unsportsmanlike.
Just fuck you.
And the judges say, all right, well, you were gonna win second place, but you've been disqualified now. Please leave.
Okay, well, you don't have a sculpture anymore, so I leave. I run over to my dad. I'm like, we have to go.
Merlin picks up his first place ribbon and says, I'm so sorry about her.
I'm like, Dad, we have to go. I've been banished from this competition.
I've been banned from Dave and Buster's.
Yes.
You are heading back up the beach toward where you set up your parasol, and you actually realize it's getting the evening is beginning to fall, and you realize that for a minute now you've heard music in the distance.
From which direction?
Sort of kind of the opposite direction that you went to for the volleyball court. And August looks at you and says, is that who I think it is?
Who do you think it is?
And he starts walking in the direction of the music.
I come too.
And you realize there's a concert stage that is set up on the beach.
I knew that you were gonna do something like this. Ben got a record player and has been listening to some records, and so I feel like he's been listening to a lot of music. And there's one particular band that he's been talking about kind of often. And so I'm wondering if this is not going to be
you hear the band finishing up a song in their set. You look on stage past this massive crowd of people, and you see 4 dwarves on the stage. You've never seen the kinds of instruments that they're using. You're used to seeing lutes and like simple drums and triangles and all kind of like classic like elven instruments. There's one dwarf on stage wielding a battle axe, but it has strings across its handle. You see another with drums that look like kind of like Cassandra's, but they're massive, and he's wielding stone mallets. And you see another with like a similar axe, but it's not an axe. It looks more like a mace, and it's also got strings across the handle. And they are thrashing in a way that you've never heard before. And your dad cries out, "Holy shit, it is! This is Forge Fire!"
Okay. What the hell are those?
He says, Oh, honey, don't tell me you've never heard of metal.
I know what metal is.
Because no, not like the material, the music.
Maybe you forget that I grew up on a secluded island where the only music is elves harmonizing and the little lutes and flutes and the occasional triangle.
And he says, "Oh, honey, it's the sickest music. The dwarves invented it. It's amazing. Come on. We have to sneak in here."
Okay.
Give me a stealth check.
Nope.
No.
6.
You try to sneak into the crowd, but trip and fall directly into a mosh pit of people.
Rip.
And give me a Constitution save.
8.
You fail that as well. You take 5 points of damage as you are kind of ping-ponged around in this mosh pit as they start up their next song. Give me 1 second. The one with the large axe, the stringed axe, like strums out, and the dwarf in the front calls out, "All right, this is one of our favorite sets, audience." Oh my god, I just tripped over my words. This is a fan favorite of the audience. And you suddenly hear the music picks up, and he calls out, "There once was a pirate, terror of the seas!" And the other dwarves join in to cry out, "Oh, the scourge of the sea! Watch your stern or she'll sink ye!"
Lisa's like, hold on. Stops dead mosh pit. She goes, wait a second. That's me.
And they begin thrashing through Sea Banshee, the shanty. And your dad turns to you and he says, "I had no idea they'd be playing this.
Yeah,
You
are they
gotta make an
allowed?
appearance now."
Are they allowed to play this? We're in New Orin.
Honey, they're a metal band, all right? The punks don't exactly abide by the rules.
Okay, but if I make an appearance, we're gonna have to leave in a hurry because the authorities are going to show up and I'm going to get arrested.
I'm not sure everyone knows that the Sea Banshee is necessarily one of the Chaos Crusaders. Come on.
I guess
The crowd will go wild.
Well, if I twist my arm, if you insist. Yeah, she, I think, sneaks off to the side of the stage. Well, I don't know. She can't just, I'm not just gonna walk out on stage.
You have spells,
But-
though.
That's true. I'm going to put on my costume. Put my pirate costume on. And yeah, I'm just gonna start minor illusioning some fireworks.
You put on your pirate costume. You're still in the crowd. And you minor illusion some fireworks on stage. And you notice, like, the singer, while he's singing, he, like, looks over at the other guys as if to be like, what the hell? I didn't expect pyrotechnics.
Mm-hmm.
But they continue performing.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do? I'm here. What do you mean I have to make an appearance? Appearance where?
You see up on the stage, there's like this massive sign above them that says Forge Fire. And your dad says, "Oh, come on. You don't know how to make an appearance?" And he says,
I don't know, teleport on stage or something, levitate above them. I don't know, put on a show.
Oh, Father, you are so strange sometimes, but if you insist. Yeah, I think I'm gonna minor illusion, like a bunch of mist and like fog up on stage. And then
Fog descends down onto the stage. They look even more confused. You actually hear a couple times like the guitarist like misses a note, but like catches himself and picks back up. They're like deeply confused what's happening and concerned.
and then I dimension door on stage in a burst of fireworks.
Okay. You shoot out maybe like some phoenix wings appear behind you as you show up on stage.
The word, I minor illusion, forge fire, the banner that says forge fire shimmers and then says like the Dread Pirate Phoenix, and it like looks like it's in like flaming like letters.
The crowd sees this and like a hush falls over the crowd for like a second, and then they go absolutely wild. And the singer like stops singing for a second as he sees all this. He's kind of doing like a slow the prior skirt. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? And sees all this and sees you.
Boom.
And
whoosh out of the mist, and I'm just like, you called?
He looks up at the sign and sees Dread Pirate Phoenix, looks down at you, and like he has like this face of shock, and he quickly holds up a hand to the backstage, and someone tosses him a microphone, and he hands it to you.
Hell yeah!
And he restarts that line. The guitarist, bassist, drummer, they all pick up from before. So the Briar Scourge and laugh with glee! And he points to you to join in with them.
Yeah, these definitely. She's got that whole fucking thing memorized. She sings it to herself when she's like alone. Like she sings it in her head all the time. But yeah, she fucking sings along. I feel like the entire time she's like embellishing with like flames and like more pyrotechnics and shit.
Is she like fully belting into the microphone, or?
Yeah, and like her eye patch is on, but she makes it like a flaming eye patch, and like is just really trying to seem really cool.
Give me a performance check to see how cool this is.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Performance is 18.
Yeah, this looks sick. You kind of have like that like anime effect going on your eye patch where like the fire is spurting off to the side. Making you look real epic.
The Sans Undertale eye.
You and the lead singer kind of head like the stage has this sort of like catwalk. And like you both head up to the end of that catwalk, and like you're both singing side by side to the audience. Everyone's like raising their hands up to you guys, like reaching out.
Do I see Cassandra in the audience?
You actually do see Cassandra. She's toward the back of the crowd. She's like holding something in her hand, and she's looking up at you, and like her jaw is down and her eyes are wide.
I point to her and I start singing like to her.
Everyone in the crowd like kind of starts like looking back to see who you're singing to, and they like some people like gather behind her and start lifting her up to crowd surf her to the front.
Oh my god! Hell yeah! Cassandra's like, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, Cassandra is like petrified. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, Cassandra.
And you see your dad toward the center, that like trying to push his way to the front and screaming, "That's my daughter! Yeah!"
Hell yeah.
And they finally enter that final callback line, "Oh, I, the Banshee of the Sea!" And like, boom, boom, the drums hit one final time, and bang, the final notes ring out, and he holds out his microphone to the audience, and he looks to you to do the same. And the whole crowd screams back, "Watch your stern, or she'll sink ye!"
Yeah.
And the lead singer throws his mic down and grabs your hand and pulls the mic toward his mouth and says, "The Dread Pirate Phoenix, everyone!" And hands it back to you and holds his hands out at you to like indicate like everyone to clap, and the crowd goes fucking crazy.
Yeah, Lisa's like doesn't know what, like, she's really like, Lisa's very like she likes attention, and so but she's never gotten like this much attention before, and so I think that she's like doesn't know what to do. But I think that she just like, yeah, minor illusions, or she minor illusions some Phoenix wings, and just fucking like holds her hands up and is like, yeah.
You extend these massive flaming wings to the sky. Everyone, like, people are at this point are like jumping into the air, screaming, cheering as loud as they can. Cassandra has landed toward the front of the audience and is like petrified, staring at you, still mouth like open, like did not expect this at all. And
I think
good.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the lead singer picks his mic back up and says, "That's our show, everyone. Good night."
I really want to be like, "Fuck Orin," and then disappear.
He's actually leading you backstage to get you away from this ballistic crowd.
I pull Cassandra with me.
You pull Cassandra up onto the stage, and he leads you back with the rest of the band to like escape the crowd.
She says, "Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your show."
He says, "No, that was sick.
You were singing about me, so."
He says, "No, hang on. Are you telling me you're actually the Dread Pirate Phoenix?"
Yeah, well, do you think I would have done that if I wasn't?
Well, I mean,
what kind of bastard would steal your show like that?
He says, "You sure look like her. Holy shit. You're the spitting image. But everyone says she died."
Yeah, well, they say a lot of things, don't they?
And the bassist is like sitting on the couch on the side, and he says, "Now, come on. You're not actually her, are you? Come on."
And what if I was?
Cassandra says, "It really is her." And the guitarist comes up and says, "You gotta sign my ex."
Oh, all right, sure. Why are you touring in Orin if you like me?
Says, "Oh, people all around the world like you guys. You kidding me? That's one of our most, like, we have a whole set list. That's the most popular song we've got."
I guess that's fair. I signed his axe.
And the lead singer says, "Sign my arm. I'm gonna get it tattooed."
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. He's got a ton of tattoos on his arm. There's like a single like spot that's kind of open.
Okay. I really elegantly write Dread Pirate Phoenix.
And he says, "Wait, are you? Wait a second. You're the Chaos Crusaders."
I look back at Cassandra. I'm like, what?
And he says, "Oh, I need your signature too."
Cassandra?
Cassandra says, she like looks at you. She says, "Is that a good idea?"
I mean, we're leaving after this, so who cares?
And he shows a different part of his arm, and it's actually a tattoo of the statue that existed in Caliban before it was removed of the Chaos Crusaders.
You got a tattoo of a statue?
It's not like of the statue itself, but it's that same pose.
Okay.
The Chaos Crusaders like standing triumphantly.
Damn.
But this one's been altered ever so slightly. Like you're standing on like a pile of skulls. There's like that's like kind of on fire. You've got like phoenix wings behind you. Cassandra has like lightning crackling off of her mallet. Foxbud is like surrounded in mists. And Helga
wasn't there.
Helga has been added, and she's kind of standing triumphantly with her massive hammer. And he says, "Where's Helga?"
Hopefully not drowning. She's learning how to snorkel at the moment.
And he says, "I'll have to catch her next time then." And Cassandra signs his arm, and he says, "You know, just because we're in New Orleans, just so you know, not everyone hates the Chaos Crusaders."
I should hope not. That's the whole point.
And he says, "Actually, our guitarist has been working on a new song specifically about the Chaos Crusaders. We just got to be careful with the lyrics."
That's fair. Well, I can't wait to hear it.
And he says, "When are you performing with us next? Come on, we got to have you on stage again."
Yeah, I'm kind of wanted, in 3 countries now, so I don't know when that's going to be a good idea.
He says, "Oh, come on. What do you play? What do you play?"
Oh, I don't. Cassandra plays the drums and probably some other instruments. I've never picked up an instrument in my life. Yeah, I could probably play the triangle if you really twisted my arm about it.
He says he thinks you're joking at one point, and he says, "Oh, wait, you're serious? Okay, yeah."
Well, she says I'm an elf. The triangle's really all I got.
He says, yeah, we can work a triangle into our songs, easy."
Okay. Is that true?
He looks over at the drummer, and he says, "Yeah, we could have backup percussion, and we could work a triangle in there somewhere, right? We can make that look metal."
Yeah, just make it, I don't know. Listen, I have a lot of design ideas. I'm more of a design person. I could probably look, imagine this, okay? A triangle, but it's made out of like barbed wire, right? That'd be pretty cool.
He says, "Oh, that's actually kind of sick. Let's go with that."
Yeah.
He
Or
says,
it's like-
"Oh, so sorry. Where are my manners?" And he holds out his hand, and he says, "Name's Adamant."
Oh, that's right. People have names. Nice to meet you. What is his name?
Adamant.
Of
And
course
he points over at the guitarist. He says, "That there's Mithril." Points over at the drummer and says, "And there's Voidite." And then he points over at the bassist and he says, "And that there's Deep Iron."
Of course it is. That's hilarious. I love that. I love that for you. Well, I'm Lise, and this is Cassandra.
And he says, we don't have a whole lot of time here. I hate to cut and run, but we got another show over in Silver Falls tomorrow. So we gotta book it out of here tonight."
Yeah, good luck with that. I hear Silver Falls is a riot.
And he says, "Seriously though, how can we reach you? You just want us to send you a letter, or?"
Yeah, look, if you send me a letter, I'll probably get it sometime. So.
He says, I'm holding you to that. You're gonna come on one of our shows."
Sure, yeah. When I'm saving the world right now, but maybe after that.
And he says, "All right, keep an eye out for us. All right."
Okay, for sure.
Um,
Don't tell people.
he says, "Oh no, of course not."
Okay, cool.
And he says, "You can exit through the back. No one will catch you there. You can
Cool,
get
cool,
out
cool,
easy
cool,
that way."
Cool. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for the show.
Yeah,
And
seriously, it was a blast.
mm-hmm. Uh, I leave. Goodbye.
You make it out of this backstage room back onto the beach, and Cassandra is like staring at you, and she's saying, "I left you for like a couple hours, and you're suddenly performing with the dwarven metal band."
I won a volleyball match. I lost terribly at a sand sculpture making contest, but I ruined Merlin's. So that was fun. And then my dad was like, "Oh, there's music," and then they were playing my song. So obviously I had to go on stage.
She says, well, I got you a little something up at the shops."
What did you get me?
And
oh, my
you
dad got me
realize,
eclairs, by the way.
says, "Oh, nice." And you realize that, yeah, she's been holding something since she was in the crowd. And she opens up the bag, and inside is a little box.
What is this, Cassandra? This
Says,
box?
"Open it."
Is it going to bite me?
No, why would I buy you something that's gonna bite you?
I don't know, maybe as a joke? I feel like that's something Merlin would do.
I'm not Merlin.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I open it.
It's a little like palm-sized blue box, and you pop it open, and inside on a soft piece of fabric rests a gold heart locket.
Oh, Cassandra, what is this?
She says, like you said, I missed about 5 birthdays there, so I figured, hey, this is as good a time as any to catch up, right?"
Son of a bitch! I have to get you something for 5 birthdays. Fuck. She just keeps saying fuck and putting the necklace on.
You do notice there's a tiny little clasp on the edge of the heart locket.
Oh, I open it.
You pop it open, and on one half of the heart locket is a picture of Cassandra that she clearly took, like, and she wasn't sure how to, like, take a selfie, so, like, she just kind of looks uncomfortable and is staring directly into the camera.
Oh.
And next up is a picture of Foxbud clearly being held by Cassandra in frame. And like it looks like he's like kind of looking at a treat just off camera, so that he's looking kind of toward the camera. But you can totally tell it's the face he has when he sees food.
Where did you take these? This is so cute. My two loves.
She says, "Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but it's been hard to find a time to, sneak off to the shops. And there's a cute little plaza over here, so."
That's fair. Can you believe they've renamed it Tranquil Bay, as if Shantytown's not the most insane fucking pirate harbor ever?
She says, "Yeah, I mean, it's lost a lot of its charm.
Yeah.
It's
It's
anyway, that's
fun
not the
anymore.
point."
Sorry.
And she says, "Well, I'm kind of beat. You want to go rest at the at the blanket?"
Oh, yeah. We should probably make sure that Helga didn't drown from snorkeling.
You actually head back over that direction, and you see Helga actually carrying in one hand Artemis out of the water, and then setting him with his big snorkeling suit on the beach, and he says behind his mask, "Thank you, Helga."
Did you have fun?
And he takes off that helmet, and he says, "Yeah, I apparently designed my suit a little too well. I designed it to sink to the bottom of the ocean and be able to breathe forever, but I forgot that I needed to make it rise back up too.
Oh,
so
she swam down to the bottom and saved your life? Yeah, okay.
well,
Great.
I just would have been trapped down there for a little while, I guess, but
Where
thank
is
you, Helga.
Zachary in all of this?
And Zachary comes up and says, "Yeah, I had a feeling something like that was gonna happen. I mean, I knew your suit was gonna work, so I knew you'd be safe, but you don't really exactly have the foresight to know to think of the next step, do you, babe?"
God damn you two. Okay. Anyway, I just performed with a really sick metal band. You guys missed a great show.
And you see your dad sitting under the parasol, and he calls out your name to come join him.
Okay. Do I see Merlin at all? Or is he still getting his prize?
He's not there at the moment.
Okay.
You head over.
Mm-hmm.
You head over, and your dad says, "That was probably the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen."
Yeah, I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I've never been on a stage. I've never sung in front of people. And I wasn't sure how they would react, but it was good. They liked it. I signed a bunch of stuff for them backstage.
And as you're saying that, Merlin does roll up to the parasol.
Hey, you bastard! How did you cheat at making your sandcastle?
He says, "I have no idea what you're talking about, Lise, and I am offended that you would imply such a thing."
Liar! There is you liar! I'm gonna learn your secrets one of these days, you fucking old man. You're not gonna hide it from me.
He says, "I truly have no idea what you're talking about, Lise," and he has a big grin on his face.
You fucking bastard. I'm gonna learn your tricks, you piece of shit.
And as you're all sort of laughing and talking here, you overhear a conversation between two people on the blanket behind you. And you hear, "Oh yeah, did you hear? Apparently, the Emperor is going to be giving his first ever sermon at the cathedral."
Sir. Lisa's in her blood goes cold. And like she like kind of does that thing where she like is like pretending she's still in conversation with Merlin and her dad, but she's like clearly like to them listening to what's going on behind her.
And the other says, "You mean the one in Northern Azure, like the main one?" And they say, "Yeah. I hear that I heard the Lord Commander herself was able to talk him into giving it." And Merlin's eyes have started to squint as he like looks over at you and is also clearly listening intently.
Mm-hmm. This gives him a look like, uh-oh.
And they say, "I hear that the rumor is this is going to be a sermon about the harmony that he's going to bring all of Ameris."
Uh-oh.
And another says, "What is the harmony? Like, what is he doing by bringing that?" And the other says,
Guess we'll have to read up on that sermon to find out.